1. Go!
Hey, what's going on? It's Saturday. You know what that means? It's time for CPT action. We are here with Round 1, the official pre-game show here on Capcom Fighters. Myself, Logan Sama, and Colton Banks here to talk to you about the prospective players that are going to be blowing through the competition and making their way into top 16 today that you're going to see coming up at the top of the hour. We have spoken to some of the most exciting players featuring in this event, and we're going to be looking at some others as well. Of course, you've got some of the most obvious names, the big favourites appearing in this event, trying to get that last place out of this Southeast Asia region, but there's going to be a number of names that are going to be trying to spoil the run once again.
Well, it was quite an epic outcome last time around as some early losers bracket results. And, there's so many killers in this, very dense, small but very dense bracket that we're going to go through here today. And I just cannot wait to see who ends up pulling it off. I mean, I've got every faith and belief that Xian's going to do it. I sent him a message of, encouragement before the weekend kicked off, That's my boy. I expect him to come through. But boy, oh boy, are these guys going to make it hard. And, it's just as much as I'm confident he's going to win. Would I put, $1,000 on Xian winning this today? Probably
I would,
not.
mate. That's light work.
Yeah.
Just throw that out.
Yeah, don't make that DJ money, mate. Probably not for me. No.
It's all good. It's all good.
$50. I put $50 on Xian. Gladly.
Of course, Xian, the number one favourite this weekend. He's not the number one seed, though.
No, he's not.
And there is some controversy about that.
Yes,
because
there is. Let's talk about
last time's winner, SKZ, has signed up.
Rightfully so.
For the tournament, as he's allowed to.
Yep.
But as the event approached, he found out that he wasn't going to be able to take part because he had work commitments. However, he found that out after the brackets were published. And it means that the brackets are unable to be reseeded. So that causes a significant imbalance with the number 1 seed and the number 4 seed in the top half, and then the number 2 and 3 seeds in the bottom half. And of course, Xian is that number 2 seed. So he has a more difficult path than, I think it's Bravery, who's number 4 seed.
I think Bravery just got a really nice bonus in a sense.
Well, we're going to be talking. As you can see on the side of your screen, we're going to be talking about 5 of the players. We spoke to 3 of them. We weren't able to speak to Xian. And it's understandable. He's focusing on the task at hand.
In the zone.
He's in the zone and trying to come to terms with the job that is ahead of him. Last time round, he was sent to losers bracket early on. Let's talk about this for a little bit. Last week we had some horrendous connections, just based on geography.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it. It's just how it's broken down. Hopefully, it'll be reviewed in the future. But as you'd have seen on Thursday night, fighting words went out. We spoke to Angry Bird, and he was very clear about it. 9 out of 90% of the connections were 1 bars for him, and he made it through.
He was playing Europeans from the Middle East.
He made it through 7,500 kilometers distance between crazy distances. Last time round in Southeast Asia, the majority of the connections are very stable.
Yeah.
However, Xian did say in his interview before the tournament,
there's one place, isn't there?
He was worried about facing players from the Philippines.
Yep.
And lo and behold, he drew Potato, the Armika player, in pools, a player that he consistently beats in Battle Lounge.
Yep.
And he tripped up. Potato did make it through, though, into top 8 winners, so fair play to him beating Mind RPG last time. And we'll look at Potato later on.
It's one hell of a name, I was just going to say I'm getting used to.
Potato 09. Circumflex. There's some interesting names in these brackets. There's always interesting names. But yeah, Xian. We saw him pull out the Ibuki.
Yep.
We saw him pull out the Seth. Sparingly, I think.
Yep. It was very early as well for it to be.
You were talking about and that's an interesting one as well because we've seen a lot of players out there drawing Seth. We saw Kami's Seth, which was used in pre-season. Obviously, they're pre-tape though.
You're a big fan of that Seth as well.
Well, it's looking a lot better now, but at the time when it was recorded, it was very new and very fresh. And the character is certainly not, pick up and play. I mean, sure, he can pick up an axe kick, but it's not pick up and play.
No, the character, if you look at everyone that picked up Seth early, in that period when Xian was whipping out the Seth, when there's only really 3 kind of to reference at that time, to now, even like some of the more leading innovative Seths like Sacco, look at his Seth now to like then. It's a completely different ballgame.
I mean, there's a godlike set the other day between Sacco and Momochi just playing Seth mirrors. And they're doing all kinds of stuff now. You see all the depth of Angry Bird Seth. But of course, we can't
to be fair,
overlook the fact that SKZ won the tournament that we're talking about
really
with Seth. And interestingly, it was Xian that was eliminated by Chuan. He went for Ibuki in that match,
which I still think was a mistake. Yeah, even now looking at it, I could be wrong. Actually, it may not be the right strategy now because guaranteed Chuan's done a ton of homework and we've seen how Daigo plays the Seth matchup. Definitely not a matchup Gal wins, but Gal can definitely fight that match. It's not a terrible match. But when you look at how uncomfortable Chuan was versus SKZ, you really see that Xian kind of had an opportunity that maybe he didn't realize. And between now and then, is that Seth pick going to make the difference? But you know what? Xian's the type of guy to just turn up and maybe even just whip out another character. Yeah. He really does that. So we'll see what his strategy is for this this event. He's not planning to go a year without attending Capcom Cup, so he'll have something up his sleeve.
There's a lot of pressure on him. Let's take a look at some highlights of his play. Of course, he hosts the Versus community events that happen in Singapore.
Yep.
Doesn't enter them, though. Hasn't entered them in a while. There's loads of results up there, and we're going to be, as and when it's relevant, we'll talk about it. Players like Bravery and Brandon, who we're going to be looking at later, have got some good results. Potato's shown up as well. Chuan's shown up. And there's a number of names that are in there in the bracket that have been active, and we can look at some of their results. But it is also a single elimination event. So there's far more variance in terms of the results and placings rather than like the consistency of, say, an NLBC or a Wednesday night fight. So you have to take that into account as well. And, of course, it's open to the full region. So again, you have occasionally these connection issues popping up as well that can. So I wouldn't take it as gospel anyway.
It's a great training ground, but I agreed. I wouldn't use that as a data collector for what we're about to see this weekend.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at this. The first lot of highlights for you. We're going to be looking at 5 players. Xian, of course, the big name here. The pressure's on him. Let's see how he's been playing recently. Xian, who is the overwhelming favorite this weekend to take it, does that mean that there's overwhelming pressure on him?
Yes, but I think the pressure is less so the fact that he's a favorite. It's just more pressure that he's going to put himself because he expects to be at Capcom Cup regardless of the circumstances. And I'll always refer back to where he was around about this time last year in a season where you get tons of opportunities to accumulate points and offline events, and he somehow still found a way to make it count.
Yeah.
So back against the wall, he tends to come with the goods, but it's going to be tricky.
I have to think like it's a big psychological thing. There's no question on Xian's ability, his knowledge. You know, we mentioned on Fighting Words like how much great work he's been doing recently. Not just the versus community events that he's been, setting up and hosting himself, but also the restreams that he's been doing during the CPT events. He's been digging into the CFN replays, rewatching pools matches, like going into the inputs. Like he's going in depth. In depth, he's really working hard and giving great content and doing great things for the community. We know that he's good enough. We know that he's well researched, but I want to say that, there's some really good examples of players who have sort of liberated their mindset and fully accepted what this is.
Yeah.
You look at Angry Bird last week and, the interview that he gave us on Fighting Words where he's talking about, I accepted it for what it is. It's online. There's going to be lag. I know that I'm not fully in control. I'm not going to try and just, be in control of everything. If something goes wrong, then I'm just going to let it go and move past it.
Yeah.
You saw the same thing with Smug, who won as well. And then the first event, Phenom, just completely exemplifies that. He embraces it for what it is and he plays it for what it is.
He even found a new way to confirm. I'm not even. I wouldn't even call it confirm, but yeah.
Just guess. Xian, is he going to be able to do that? Because as you said, he's made Capcom Cup every time. Is he going to be? He's already dealing with the seeding issue of being number 2 seed. The number 1 seed pulls out. He's got a much more stacked bracket. Actually, let's look at this bracket because his first match is going to be up against an unseeded player, but one of the best players from the Philippines, Don. So that's already a hurdle. Last time you went to losers against a player in the Philippines. He's a strong player. He's using one of the best characters in the game. In your quadrant, in your quadrant you've got Bells, who's been performing regularly well in the versus community events out of Thailand, and then if he wants to make it to top 16, he would have to play first game a Potato in the run back if Potato makes it through in winners through that. But there's, of course, no guarantee. So psychologically, I think this is the big thing, right, for Xian. Can he psychologically deal with this? He's been in way bigger situations, of course, but it's allowing those frustrations to get to you.
I think you've really touched on a massive point here. You got to remember Xian, even though he's a fairly young guy compared to some of the legends in the game, he's an early legend because he's been competing since he was like maybe 15, 14. Yeah. We first met him in Jönköping, Sweden, when he was 16 years old, and apparently an ex-KOF player who'd picked up SF4 Dalsim and who just showed us all this tech that you'd never even imagine seeing with Dalsim in 2009 or 2010.
Yeah, the game had just come out, 2009.
Like, unbelievably mind-blowing how good that guy is. But you got to remember, that's an era where the arcades were still pretty much booming, especially in Singapore and a lot of those places in Southeast Asia. So he's a very much, as much as he's adapted and he's become this fantastic streamer and he's always playing online and the connection is quite great over there, he's always been an offline guy traditionally. And I think that transition, as we've seen Daigo make so well this year, is always going to prove to be a bit of a like mountain to climb if you've not quite got there yet. And if you look at this online event historically, let's just compare it to other online events in this region. Chuan's won a few of these, right? He does pretty well in this environment. So, not even talking about Bravery and Potato, Xian hasn't always won this event anyway. So, the idea that he's the favorite makes sense when you look at all the events, but when you look at it, the fact that it's online, it starts to paint a slightly different picture. And this is something that Xian needs to find a way to overcome.
Chuan, we're going to talk about next, I think, as well. As I said, the next favourite, second favourite out of the players that are there. He's one of the most seasoned as well. Very well travelled. You know, I've been seeing them turning up at Evos and other events.
Yeah, he's done well to get out
a
there.
lot of the players, and we spoke about this last time as well, a lot of the players in this region aren't able to travel. It's massively expensive. And in fact, Chuan spoke about the cost involved in there in his interview last time with us. $4,000 just to get to Evo for the weekend and stay there and compete. Crazy amounts of money for these players. So they're generally confined to their local area events in the Southeast Asia region. Fortunately, there's some really strong events, and you'll always see a high caliber of competitors traveling to these events because of the close proximity to Japan, Korea, Taiwan, players coming in from all over outside of the SE Asia region.
That online exposure is clearly influencing the level of play here as well, because as mentioned earlier, it's not the biggest tournament bracket we got, but the quality is quite
76
dense.
players, but it's a densely packed one. Chuan's been active in versus community events. He got second in the event September 2nd, so 2 weeks ago. I think not many of the players, the known players, entered last week's event because I can't see many of them apart from Jinkayuki and our one-man row, who has been super present, but I can't find him in the bracket from Indonesia. Other than that, September 2nd was Bravery winning the event, beating Chuan in grand finals. But other than that, he's not been super consistent there either. Hasn't been entering a great deal. I think he got a third place third place in August, but hasn't got a huge amount of event practice. Whether he's out of practice, I'm sure he isn't. You know, he's been putting work in online and playing ranked.
Caught up. I'd like to think he's been in practice, but if he's not, it's going to be a massive challenge, because I think the guys he's up against, if you look at them in recent events, they've all been very active.
Yeah.
You know, Bravery, Xian, not necessarily entering events, but always streaming, always doing lobby sets.
Yeah.
And if I'm Chuan's going to overcome the challenges that he wasn't able to overcome last time, particularly that Seth matchup that gave him a lot of trouble, I'd like to think he's been practicing it, because if he hasn't, it'll be the same result.
Right, let's take a look at some highlights of his play, and we'll be back on the other side talking about some more players in this event and going through the brackets as well. Let's take a look at this. It's Chuan.
There you have it, Chuan, one of the last few exclusive Guile players remaining in the Street Fighter scene, and he is feeling pretty good. Not sounding as confident as I'd like, but looking like he could do a thing this weekend, Logan. How you feeling about him?
You know, he's very accomplished. He got there basically, if he repeats his performance this time,
he's the champ.
He's there.
Yeah,
he's good.
he's the champ,
SKZ's not here. He beat Xian. Whether Xian will play the same matchup this time after seeing SKZ 3-0 Chuan in grand finals with Seth, he might change his character pick. But I think Chuan, he's seasoned, he's travelled.
This is his environment as well, Logan. We have to touch on his history, his historic performance in these online CPT events.
Yeah,
he's won a couple of them. He always gets pretty far in them as well, historically.
You look at the bracket, though, and he's got a difficult path. He's got two very good players in his immediate vicinity. Jinko Yuki, who I believe is the Kami from Thailand, and Oswald, the Warlord-level Laura from Singapore. And we mentioned before how hard it is to get to Warlord in Singapore. The number of matches that you've got to play, there's not a lot of players out there, but the quality is super high, as you can see from this 76-man bracket. It's not as filled up as maybe Asia East or any of the North American events, but boy, there's some quality players in there. It's going to be very interesting to see how players like Chuan and Xian perform. Obviously, you can follow the brackets online at Smash GG and get that inside track before top 16. We've got 3 more players to look forward to, though. We're going to be taking some insights from interviews. These are players we were able to speak to and, of course, look at some of their recent matches. We're going to be doing that after the break. Don't go anywhere. It's round 1 here on Capcom Fighters. See you in a bit.
The curtain falls.
I'll take you downtown.
Let's have some fun.
Let me zap you. Here we go. Whip up! That's that!
Terrific wing! My unveiling. I will be exposed to the entire world. When the time of the prophecy comes, when all is revealed, then the people of the world will rejoice, already knowing who I am. Call me Lord and Emperor. God's will. Time to return to harmony. Seraphic wing! My perfection does not require any training.
Beyond the battle!
Get ready!
Destroy! Begin!
Let's go!
Disappear!
Kneel! crush the spirit of the king.
Alright! I really like to exercise. And training is a lot of fun.
Time to meet your death, vile insect.
Pull out all the stuff!
Hadouken! Resurrection! Witness the power of the Continental! This is the power of the king!
Paraneuro device expansion completed. Pseudo-personality asset is imported properly. Biological brain connected. Doll unit 0. Startup sequence will begin.
Well now, little piece of junk. Time to wake up.
Doll unit 0. Activate.
Well, Jordan, who is a piece of junk?
Install.
Show me something worth taking. Your data is now useless. Witness the power of the Continental. This is the power of the king! Your data will reside in me for eternity.
Welcome back to round one, the CPT build-up show here on Capcom Fighters. Myself, F-Word, and Logan Sama getting you guys ready for what is going to be an electrifying top 16 here as we build our way down to finding out who's going to be the qualifier for Capcom Cup 2020 here at Southeast Asia CPT 2. Logan, how you feeling? Who are we going to talk about now?
Yeah, I mean, we've been through the two major favorites, the big names, the name brand players, Xian and Chuan, the guys that we've seen putting in work and placing in CPT events around the world over the last couple of years. But there's an abundance of talent here. There might not be the quantity, but there's absolutely the quality. And we're going to be taking a look at some of the consistent players in the local events here in the Southeast Asia region, specifically versus community that we've mentioned before, the event that Xian puts on, and also Potato out of the Philippines, who was a big surprise, a big shock in pools last time round.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see him, what he has to say after that amazing performance last time round. But we're not going there yet, are we?
No, let's take it to Singapore, of course, the prominent region in this event, and one of the most talented, exciting young names coming through. And Sienna has to be proud of this young man, Bravery. He's been very consistent in these versus community events, which is admirable because they are single elim. He's won 3 of them. He's putting in work with that Kami, and as you've said before, that's an appropriate name.
Yeah, listen, Bravery is a very, very strong talent, and I think he's now approaching his prime. So I mean,
At
everybody
20.
exactly. everybody better watch out, because now he's getting his consistency, starting to look really strong, performing when it counts, which is a massive problem that a lot of really good players with tons of potential don't have. He's starting to perform when everything is on the line. I honestly have him down as second favourite to take this whole thing. And the bracket isn't hurting him at all as well, I must say.
Yeah, last time round he only lost to Chuan and Xian. But they are the players that he's going to need to beat this weekend. I'm sure he's been working hard. Let's see how hard he has been working, because, of course, we've got some footage put together, and we spoke to him as well in this interview. I do apologise for some of the audio quality on this. We have added subtitles so you can understand exactly the message that's being said, but the connection was not fantastic on this video call, so we've added the subtitles for it. But let's take a look at Bravery and his recent performances online and in Versus community, and of course last time round in the CPT, and hopefully this will show why this young player is such a big threat this weekend.
My name is Gabriel, and then I play by the name Bravery, and my main character in Street Fighter is Cammy, and I am sponsored by Resurgence, Singapore local team. Quite happy because I got fourth place, but I thought I could do better. Yeah, because the matches that I had with Chuan, which I lost to him in winners, it was quite close. And then I missed some combos and receive timings because I was too nervous. So I hope I can back up on that this time. I think it's quite important because weekly is also open to Southeast Asia, which is the same format as the Capcom Cup online qualifier. So I think if you can perform consistently in those, I think it wouldn't be a problem in the Capcom Pro online. Yeah, and then it's also single elimination, so you would you will cherish every chance, you will perform every chance. Since if you lost one set, you will be out of the tournament. So I thought that it's a very good practice every week, because if you lose to some matchups, you can train on them and then win them the next week. Yeah, so I think it's quite important for the weekly. Also a threat to most of the people. And of course Xian, but Xian join only sometimes because they have to commentate as well. Yeah, so these are the few players that there is a problem in the Versus Weekly. I always practice with Xian Cash, but I don't really perform as well in casual. He win more in casual. And then Chuan, I watch videos Japan Cammy versus Daigo, or Hurricane versus other golf players in this area to learn more about the matchup. Yeah, so I think I can perform better in this time if I'm facing up against them. But they may still win. Yeah, but I'll try even better this time. I think in the past 2 years I traveled to quite a lot, including the Tokyo Game Show and the Southeast Asia tournaments, every cup and Tiger Uppercut also. Yeah. Then I get this opportunity some through first then host some qualifiers, and then the first place he will sponsor to the country where the tournament is held in. Yeah, so I won some of the qualifiers. Yeah, so I had a few opportunities to go to overseas and participate in the Capcom tournament. Yeah. I think Cammy remains the same this season, but because the top tiers get love, so I think Cammy got better this season. Yeah, there was no buzz for Cammy, but because most of the top tiers that she had trouble with got love, so it's a better character to use now. I worry about Abigail or Honda. I'm more worried about those grapplers that have more health, because I need to I need to hit them a lot of time, but if I guess wrongly or I do any mistakes, I may get punished quite heavily. Yeah, but those matchups are also like playable, but I'm just like more scared of it due to the like very vulnerable. Like Cammy doesn't have much health, so I must be very careful facing those characters. Yeah. I don't really feel like very confident, but I hope I can perform because like this is the last qualifier, so like everybody will be trying their best and practicing. So I don't have like that much confidence because like there's also people like Xian who really wants to qualify because if they don't win this tournament, like there's no chance to qualify for Capcom Cup, and then there will be like not much to or motivation for them to practice for. Yeah, that's why I think it's quite a difficult tournament this weekend. Yeah.
Bravery, actually, outside of Xian, one of my personal favorites, actually my personal favorite outside of Xian to take the tournament this weekend. I just think this guy, he just gets better and better every time I see him. I think the environment suits him. I think he made a lot of sense in the interview there with you about Cammy and how she's changed this season. Well, she hasn't changed, but how the game has changed and has put her in a stronger position. We're already seeing, you know, people who downplay Cammy, like Hurricane, going on absolute monstrous streaks right now with online events. And Bravery is of a similar kind of, you know, breed in that sense of that really momentum-based, crazy but calculated, very, very quick reaction kind of player. I just think this is suited for him itself.
He's already been blessed as well by the brackets.
Exactly,
Obviously, he's seeded in the same half of SKZ, who's not taking part. So
and I think the other threat in that bracket is Brandon, who the record against Brandon for him is pretty lopsided as well.
Yeah.
So
who else has he got in his part of the pools? Kite Orca has been competing and showing out at versus community event, but again, Bravery's record is incredibly good.
He's got Fubar Duck as well.
Yeah,
which is just like
between Bravery and Brandon,
matchup.
they've won every event since the start of August, and Brandon hasn't finished ahead of Bravery in any event that he's taken part in.
And it's not just Brandon, it's because I'm sure there's a way around it, because some Akumas play that matchup really well, but it is Akuma. I don't think Akuma loses to Cammy. I just think Bravery is very good.
I think it's very tricky for him.
It's tricky, exactly. You can't play traditional Akuma, right? And there's very little margin for error in that matchup. But I would say Bravery is also extremely comfortable and effective in that matchup. And I think the Akumas in this region just haven't found a way to counter his style, which is another reason why he just tends to do
And let
really
it be
well.
said as well, I feel like online helps Cammy out as well.
It does.
Not
It really
that
does.
not that, you know, reacting to the dive kick is a reliable strategy offline either, because you can get baited and all that sort of stuff. But just the spacing, Akuma's got great walk speed, so that helps.
That helps.
But the spacing and being able to, you know, react to different height, being hit at different heights, being able to whiff punish if they do whiff, just dealing with those sort of things, dealing with a standing medium kick, which is annoying as hell. There's a lot of stuff that is very hard to do online, and I feel like Cammy gets away with that as well. Even stuff like, you know, dealing with the crouching light punch being not real anymore into throw and reacting to that in time, and checking or walking out and what have you. All those things there, that it just becomes harder in an online environment, and I feel like a Cammy can just smother you that much better.
I agree. I think there's more margin there's less margin for error in these online scenarios, less time, and less opportunity to react. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Another reason why Bravery I expect. Also, this kid's approaching his peak, I feel, as well, because, you know, he wasn't winning tournaments like this like last year. Now all of a sudden,
and it just shows the benefits of traveling. He's got the sponsorship in Resurgence, who've been backing him. They have been sending him round to events. He went to Tokyo Cup, I think it was, Tokyo Game Show, so Japan Cup. He's been traveling around. He was obviously at SEA, but yeah, all over events in the Southeast Asia region. He traveled a lot last year and had some good placings. So he's probably one of the most experienced. whilst being one of the youngest, which is appropriate given that he's kind of like Xian's protege, who is definitely like the youngest legend out there.
Yeah,
I think.
absolutely. I think if there's one positive Xian can take, it's probably a good thing he's not in the same side as Bravery, at least.
All right, let's move on. We mentioned him earlier, but Brandon, the impressive Akuma, I really liked his play last time. He definitely didn't deliver a placing that was commensurate with his skill, but he's been putting in the work. He's won 2 versus community events, beating Chuan, beating Bells and R1 Monroe in grand finals. So he's got a bit of form. He's got some momentum coming into this. Let's hear what he had to say and also look at some of these highlights from his recent gameplay, of course, including last time round. So let's check this out. We'll be back on the other side to talk about him and his chances in the bracket.
Well, I wasn't absolutely happy with my result. It's decent, but it's probably not good or the best. I've already changed my practice method. I started picking up characters, trying to work on the different thought processes of players behind different characters. And, hopefully this time, if I were to face Xian or Bravery again, then things will be different, Compared to last CPT, this time round, I had a lot more time on my hands, thankfully. So I started picking up like the characters where I had some problems. I've actually picked up Seth and Guile. I've tried using those characters and trying to understand how the players behind those characters think. Hopefully this time with that little aid, I guess, it would help me get better results, In terms of practice-wise, I haven't really been playing him on an every week basis. But based on the last few times that I've played him, we have generally gone 5-5. The matchup's a little bit complicated. Seth has an abundance of power as shown by Angry Bird. So it'll be a tricky matchup, a tough matchup, but it's actually a really fun matchup to play, like Akuma Seth, And I guess like he's the toughest player. He's the toughest player in our region, no doubt about that. He's probably like the Daigo in our region, where he's like a legend in Southeast Asia. Like preparing for him specifically would be really difficult. I mean, it is after all, an open tournament. Like he's not the only one that I have to prepare for, but I have my eyes on him. So I guess I have some tricks. So hopefully, if I meet him, I get to bust it out. So SKZ Neil Chong. He's been a very underrated player from Singapore. He first had his breakthrough back in season 1, where he actually beat Haitani in Southeast Asia Major 2016. He's a fantastic player, really cool lad, student of the game, absolutely lovely guy, absolutely proud. Like, I've seen the man picked up Seth day 1 of release, stuck with the character, and he practiced like almost every day prior to the first CPT online in our region, and I believe he got his rewards very well deserved. All of us were very happy for him. I think nobody was salty about it. We're definitely happy that basically as long as a Singaporean player makes it, we're all happy. So hopefully this time as well, for the second CPT online, there would be another Singaporean. I mean, I hope it's me, but if it's not me, I would definitely hope Xian is the one, Well, firstly, Versus Community wouldn't be possible without Xian and his wonderful sponsors, Razer, Singtel, and the Sacred Lab, Generally, the Versus Community Weekly has been very beneficial to all players in our region. It gives us an environment where we can get good, solid match practice, I guess. I guess, like you said, I've done pretty well in the past few times that I've entered. Form-wise, I feel that it's better than what it was 3 to 4 months ago. So hopefully on Saturday, things work out in my favor. The first one at the top of my head would be the strongest Balrog player from Southeast Asia, who also happens to be a Singaporean. His ID is actually BK9999. He just came in runner-up last week in the Versus Community, put a really good showing there. I think he may very well, or may actually cause an upset. Probably second to him in terms of players likely to cause a massive upset would be Angry Egg Tart. He's a G player, probably the strongest G in our region as well. Also Singaporean, really young guy. I think he's only like 22 or something. I'm not 100% sure. He was actually the champion of last week's versus community. So in terms of form, he's also there. And G can easily bust up anybody, I guess. Yeah. If I were to put a third name on it, probably Oswald. I mean, he didn't really have a good showing in the first CPT online. I mean, I guess in some ways like myself. But he's someone who's a student of the game. He works really hard. He's really passionate. So he may do well this time. I think the hunger is there.
Brandon there, the Okuma player out of Singapore, definitely a threat, and he's in that part of the bracket that is kind of open season. He's in the same quarter as Bravery, so that'll be a very interesting match if they go head-to-head. Of course, Bravery
Is it finally time for Brandon to get that win over Bravery?
So that's a tough draw for him, but I'm expecting to see him in top 16 anyway. I really like the guy as well. He gives a good interview. He shows some good stuff as well.
He's
like
got
you
a
see in
great,
the highlights.
nice, fundamentally sound style of play. I said the same thing last time we mentioned him because I had the pleasure of playing Brendan for a long time.
Oh, of course, the time when we were at SC.
Yeah, and you feel that kind of like old school, solid kind of play. He's got a great understanding of the game. He just needs to develop a little crazy and a little answer for crazy, because I see him struggle against players who completely mitigate or have no respect for traditional Street Fighter play. That's where I see him struggle. If he can find a way around that, suddenly I see him making a difference.
Well, hopefully he gets the run back after losing 2-0 to Bravery last time round. He got eliminated by Xian as well in a tight one. It's 2-1, wasn't it? It was really close. Really close. Let's move on. We have one more player to look at. As you can see, it is the Mika out of the Philippines, who was a big shock in Paul's last time round, defeating Xian. So I thought it'd be fair to speak to him. We hadn't heard from him before. Not a player that I was familiar with. Well. Let's hear from Potato09 and hear a little bit about the Philippines community as well. I do apologise again for some of the audio on this, so there are subtitles. I'm interviewing these people across the internet, thousands of miles, so we do our best to bring you some insight, but as I said, subtitles should help you get the message across, and of course there'll be some great action from recent matches as well. So let's check this out. We're back on the other side to just run through this bracket real quickly. It's almost time for top 16. Let's get into the highlights though.
Well, my name is Jed Jimenez, aka Potato09. Nobody knew me in this region except for my country. I played Armika. That's my main character in Street Fighter 5. I'm from Southeast Asia, in Philippines. Yeah, proudly Pinoy. So, and I'm practicing very hard right now to make it to top 16 or maybe top 8 again, but it's anybody's game. I think this CPT Online gives us all chances to win. Not anybody can travel abroad, other countries to play in CPT to get points, but this is a good chance for us to have experience and play with the pros and beat them. I'm not able to go in other countries to play CPT. It's so expensive and don't have time for that. That's why when they have tournaments here in Philippines, like in 2016, I think, CPT Manila, there, I can go in Manila and play for the CPT points. I'm working here in Philippines, working in a game. I think the developer is in America. I'm a QA there. We test the game. We find bugs or anything we can help to grow the game. Maybe 6 years, but not like competitively. I started playing competitively in Street Fighter 5. Maybe it's like 2016 when there is CPT here in Manila, and like that. If you have opportunity to play in a tournament, we always join that kind of tournament. right now in the Philippines still in lockdown because of the COVID. We don't have offline tournaments yet, but we have some online tournaments. And I joined online tournament here in the Philippines called Street Fighter Liga Pilipinas and Epic Bird Brawl House. That's what they call the tournament now. Just to get experience with other players in the Philippines. Really hope that we will have CPT events here in Philippines again because many Filipinos can travel abroad to play in other tournaments. So, Capcom, please give us CPT events here in the Philippines. Here in our region, Southeast Asia, Don is the Akuma player here in the Philippines, and I think he's the best player here in the Philippines. They are locally sponsored here in the Philippines, and they are good as well. And we just need experience and exposure to know them. For now, I'm sticking with Armika, even though she's not in the top tier list. But I love that character. I want character that has heavy mix-up. It's hard to go in, but I just have to stick with her and win with her. I can pick Xian again. That's hard. In reality, when I faced him before top 16 in the last CPT Southeast Asia, if I lose here, it's just nothing. I have nothing to lose. But then, after I beat him, it's possible. But for now, he always beat me in battle launch. But I think I have chance if I do my best and have good reads.
Potato09 out of the Philippines. What a lovely guy. Wasn't hugely confident. He kind of felt like he got a lucky break against Xian last time.
I
but
love it. I love the
You never
modesty.
know. You never know. He's down there in the same quadrant of the bracket as Xian. We might get the run back in top 16.
Listen, it happens every time. If you look at the way he played against Xian, he played like a bit of a scumbag, right? Which is the way you're supposed to play Armika anyway, right? And then you speak to these guys. It's the same as like, there's a few of these guys I've met, and you just cannot believe. Who was the guy we saw last week? Dushastic, right?
Yeah.
That guy is actually a complete sweetheart. You know, you actually see him and hear him talking. You're like, but you watch him play, and he's an absolute scumbag.
Disrespect.
Absolutely. And this is, I was expecting Potato to be like, yeah, man, that's right. I'm going to kick some butt this weekend. You know, but he was just like, yeah, I'm really...
Yeah, you ask him, who are the best players in the Philippines? He's like, yeah, this other guy. He mentioned Don, the player that Xian has to play first. He's not bigging himself up.
No, he's not. He's not. It's crazy.
But shout outs to him, man. Working man. I respect that. Guy that's not been able to travel too much as well. And, of course, making the plea. Capcom, please give the Philippines some CPT events when we come back again.
Listen, man, any excuse to get out to the Philippines. That's one of the destinations
beautiful place
that
that
I've not actually been yet.
Beautiful
so I'd love
place.
to be there.
All right, let's take a look at these brackets then anyway. We've been going through most of it. You're going to be able to check for yourself on Smash GG. Top 16 is coming up literally in a couple of minutes' time. So you'll be able to see exactly where everything's at. Have these players managed to make it through these minefields? Who's fallen by the wayside? Have there been any big upsets? You'll be able to check that all out on the official page on Smash GG. Just look for Capcom Pro Tour 2020 and it should come up as the most recent event. But that's going to be it from us. I suppose your prediction's going to be Xian to win the whole thing.
My prediction is Xian. Yeah, if not Xian, it'll be Bravery.
Yeah.
I'm 100% on that. I put $1,000 on Xian or Bravery.
Or Bravery.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my pick is Xian.
All right.
Xian to take it. Now, you could actually be out at this stage because, as you know, we do this show a few days in advance.
We do it in advance.
But yeah, I'm sure he isn't. Xian, do the thing, Xian Pai. Make us proud.
I'm really looking forward to seeing if Bravery's come through. I love seeing young talent step up, so shouts to him. But Xian, a real legend. As I said, the youngest legend in the Street Fighter game. Definitely a community favourite as well. I feel like he just deserves to be at Capcom Cup on merit. But we know that the CPT gods are not fair all times.
No, they are not.
And those who may deserve to be there on merit may not get there on the day. The action's coming up right now. Don't go anywhere unless it's to the kitchen to get yourself some snacks and some cold beverages, because you've got a couple of hours of fun coming up as we go from top 16 down to top 8 here at CPT Southeast Asia 2. Take it away.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to some Capcom Pro Tour online action here for Southeast Asia, the second one. My name is James Chen, and I am joined by Mr. St. Cola. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. You know what? It's 5 o'clock here, and I'm sure it's a little bit younger where you're at. But guess what? I'm up and ready to see some great Street Fighter V action. And you know, maybe these fighters aren't well known to some people, but they're gonna give you a reason to look at them. Let's take a look at the bracket. What's coming up here on the menu for the people? Because we got some great heavy hitters out here. Yeah. We got H-Tail versus Brandon as our first match of the day. Bravery versus Mine RPG. Then Oswald versus Manarung. Then lastly, the favorite for many, Xian versus Dixon. But what's the loser side there, James?
But I mean, just to mention on the winner side, they didn't talk about Aron in the pre-show. I'm kind of mad about the last Nash, but we'll get to that. We'll get to
we'll inform the people.
But it's Bear Pop and Nezuko. I want to say Kitiorika and Jinkoyuki. So you gave me all the hard names over here. Fight Amir and Angry Egg Tart, and we did see in the pre-show Mr. Potato over here. Kind soul, but as Femi said, a degenerate Mika, but that is how you need to play our Mika.
That's absolutely true, man. That's the great thing is like there are players who are so nice, they're so kind. When you meet them in person, you talk to them, but their playstyle is so degenerate. You're never going to see it with Potato. We saw it last time in the first run. You're going to see it here again too. And speaking of people who are pretty kind and nice, you got Brandon up on deck. That's my boy right there, coming back for round 2, and this is going to be the first match of the day.
But like I said, I'm actually kind of sad because, when we did CPT Southeast Asia 1 the first time, one of the highlights to me was Aron using that Nash, right? He was just going in there and blowing people up, got to top 8, if I'm not mistaken, last time as well, and just really kind of surprising a lot of people. I mean, to take on the moniker of the last Nash, that used to be Bonchan, but now this is the guy who's doing it.
Throwing it out. This is the one, but we got a little bit till we get there, right? We got Brandon up on the deck here, and I'm really excited to see his progression. So when he lost last time, I went to his stream like maybe a few days afterwards, and then he was like, he was playing Guile, and I was like, "What are you doing? Have you switched? Have you turned to the dark side?" And he was like, "No, I'm learning this character so I can understand how to beat Chuan, who's not in this top 16, unfortunately. And he's like, I'm learning this so I can understand how to beat this character. And he's so scientific, so studious, that I'm really curious to see how he's going to adapt and, make his waves through this next bracket.
Yeah, it's a tough thing, to actually learn all the different characters that you want to play against. But it's something that's so helpful that, a lot of times I tell people, try playing different characters, not necessarily to learn them, to main them, but just to get used to them. But Brandon's going to be going up against the Karin here to start against H-Tail.
H-Tail, we were talking a lot about Brandon, but H-Tail has a lot of characters on the deck. I've seen the Jerk, and I've definitely seen him play the Karen against Bear Pop during Bear Pop stream. Very good, but this is actually very good. Round finish, actually, by Brandon.
Yeah, nice job there. I mean, he missed the jump in on the stun combo. You know what? Doesn't matter. Kuma drains a lot of health anyway.
It's just going to happen. You know what's going to happen. Good old Kuma, but that's unfortunate right there. This is the problem with Kuma. You get hit, it's going to hurt.
Yeah, good stuff right there. Just the last second crouch, that's one of the strategies that a lot of players have is confirm on the opponent's standing. And there are players out there that will intentionally crouch at the last second to trick people and cause them to make a misconfirm like that.
That's true, especially when it's so important for Karen to get the crouching Mimi kick as well. Like you're trying to goad them in. And I like him just using that distance, that backwalk speed, fading in and out. He knows what Karen wants to do. Not going to allow that to happen.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Caught Karen walking forward after the fireball. He read that H-Tail wanted to walk forward because, minus situation. But in that situation, he's like, you know what? I'm going to steal my turn. You blocked my fireball. I'm just going to throw out a standing medium kick. Led to that kill combo with the critical art as well. So great start for Brandon right now.
Yeah, fantastic. A drop here or there, no big deal. That to me shows the quality of the type of player that he is. If you have those drops, they're going to happen, right? Like that happens in any fighting game. But it's what happens afterwards, right? Like you were able to right the ship and not let that go to your head, and he's taking the first one.
All right, well, here comes H-Tail. getting in there, and here's the corner position for him. But again, what a great confirm, and there's Akuma's power, the side switch combo confirm. I get to pick whatever I want to go.
I'm telling you, he's a Home Depot. I keep telling people this. He's a Home Depot. Fireballs in aisle 6, demon flips in aisle 7.
Yep, that EX demon flip, what everyone calls the Swiss Army knife of special moves, man. Does whatever you need it to at that time.
Gotta be able to react, gotta be able to deal with it, gotta be able to get out of this corner. If you're H-Tail, not gonna happen. Punish.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of, I feel like, one of those desperation situations where H-Tail's like, I need the damage, I need something now, I'm gonna go for this, and kind of, it was almost more hopesees than footsies at that point in time.
Praying and hoping. Right now, you better hope for something more, because you get the piece up in the corner, almost stunned.
Oh, everyone gets the one throw off the demon flip, and it's gonna be the one that's gonna lead Brandon to victory so quickly here on the winner side. You see, I mean, we highlighted Brandon at the start of this. This is the reason. You see how dominant this guy is. Moving on winner side, no problem. No problem.
Yeah. You were talking about how it was, you saw a little bit of shakiness from H-Tail. I feel like Brandon picked up on that. He was like, I'm going with it. I'm going all the way with it. And it definitely worked out. And Brandon, I mean, that dude, like, he'll downplay himself, but you can see the prowess of that Akuma. Those confirms on deck, like a salad bar, crisp.
And you know, and that's a key thing too. I talk about this a lot, but you can read body language in the opponent's character. You don't even have to be next to them. You can see how they're feeling, if they're getting really defensive or edgy or something like that.
Right.
Just, well, after you play enough, you recognize that kind of pattern. And I think you're right. I think Brandon was kind of like a shark, smelled blood in the water and just attacked at that point. Not actually, no, that's bad on sharks. Sharks are actually friendly creatures. We're not going to.
Are they, James? Are you telling people to just jump in the pools? You see the fans? It's like, hey man, they're like dolphins. They just got a few more teeth. I don't know about that one, James. I don't know about that one.
There's this video of this scuba diver who's removing hooks out of sharks, and the sharks would actually swim up to her and like lie in her lap, and she could like pet them and stuff like that. They get a bad rap, I'm telling you.
I don't know, James. I don't know. It was a little too much for me. But you know what? Speaking of sharks, speaking of appearances that just don't match. You know, Bravery, one of the young guns out here. Who is you think he's a nice dude? You saw the interview. He's like a chill dude, but then you see what's on the screen, the scammy cammy coming up on deck. And when it comes to Bravery, I'm going to tell y'all this because I've been watching the Versus online. I wake up, I'm all groggy, but I'll get up to watch Versus online because I want to see Bravery come through because he is disrespectful. He is a mean player. He is all over people. There's camis that kind of build up the momentum, right? And there's Bravery he's at a 10 all the way. Like, and sometimes to his detriment, but it's hard to pin this guy down.
Are you trying to tell me right now that you said there are camis that, you know, read the moment. Are you trying to say that there's actually like non-crazy camis out there? Because I mean, you look at the chat and I'm pretty sure.
I know chat's going, I can't see chat right now, but I know chat's going, listen, when I play in my range is not, I mean, there are some cami players, like you look at Hurricane, like he builds up to it, right? Like he kind of gets up to it, right? He works up to it. He goes from like a 5 to an 8, but Bravery though? Bravery, I don't even know what dial he's on. My man's just ass numbers.
I stopped playing Cammy because I couldn't play crazy enough. Like as a former Cammy player.
What's the guy saying? You can't play crazy? Listen, if you want tips,
respect to the Cammy players, like I'm trying to give respect to sharks, okay?
Hey, I said crazy. I didn't say I respect it. That's Cammy up on the screen. We know what's good with this character this season. Super strong. Got a lot of great matchups, especially against the top tiers, and especially against a character like this. But Mind RPG, they definitely play each other, and I'm curious to see like what he's gonna bring to the table, especially because it's a CPT event.
Ooh, he thought he was going to be able to combo on that one. And, you know, they were talking about this. Logan and Femi were talking about this, how Cammy kind of can get a boost by being an online character. Well, guess who's another one who gets that kind of boost? Bison. Mr. Plus Frames. But here comes Bravery, like you said, trying to get in that aggression. But at least Mind RPG is safe from the stun now.
Got the V-trigger activation. He's got it on deck with the chiropractor. Puts him in the corner. That B skill catching that limb. Activation.
I just noticed these guys are 2 ranks apart on CFN. It's 1543 and 1545.
They definitely play. Dude, I guarantee you. But I bet you they've saved something for for the CPT. Got something different in the tank. Because when you win this hits different than just points.
Oh yeah, but Bravery taking that round number 1. And here we go. Mind RPG using that EX scissor kick to be plus, and yeah, that's gonna reach.
Okay, so trying to get in.
But there we go. Good whip punish right there for Bravery. Now Bravery has this corner position.
Oh, he's out. I love Mind RPG saying, I don't want to be in the corner. I saw what happened last time. Let's not make it a repeat. Time for my turn. Stay positive all damn day. Oh, V reversal, smart stuff.
You know, that's the thing, is so many characters have to delay their V reversal so it doesn't whiff on Cammy when she goes behind. Bison's like, I'll hit you anywhere, I don't care. Oh no, what was that all about? I mean, I think that was an anti-shimmy attempt. I think he was expecting the shimmy, was gonna go for crouch medium kick uppercut. If he was right, it would have been the super and he would have won. But unfortunately for Bravery, there was the block, and so he just basically let that uppercut rock and die, basically.
Life of a Cammy player. I mean, she's brittle. She's a glass cannon.
Yeah. And that's her biggest weakness. Because honestly, I still think she's amazing. A lot of people have dropped her down in tears because of that glass factor.
Ooh, James, we gotta talk about yo, give me their addies. Yo, give me the addy right now. Let me talk to him. Because you see what's happening on the screen. This character applying a lot of pressure. Bravery's, he's definitely showing the strength. But
yeah, Mr. Dive Kick, unfortunately, still kind of worked out for him. But here we go. The EX dive kick in there again. Ooh, I thought that was going to be a toss-up, but even Bravery knew that wasn't. No, just got hit by a wake-up throw. That's bad.
The long limbs, man, from Bison got some of the longest throw reach in the game. Plus frames crossed out with the DP, but the info on that DP, V-trigger flavor going to help out. EX reset, good blocks, though.
Yeah, I mean, I love that uppercut in that situation. Oh, that's going to be an uppercut juggle right there. And he gets it twice in a row that he went for EX Hooligan into low slide, and the second one finds its mark. Wow.
Man, that's what I'm talking about, Bravery. Like, you want to just, like, pin him down. You want to play safe. You see Mind RPG trying his best to stay solid, to try to be like, okay, I'm going to try to calm it down, maybe play a little bit of turtle style and go in when I want to. It's not going to happen. Even when Bravery has these mistakes, it feels like he's never off the back foot. And if you're Mind RPG, you got to be looking at that.
And you saw that disrespect. Mind RPG, it was his turn. I don't remember what it was. I think it might have been an EX scissor. But then right away, Bravery with the V-trigger uppercut. So showing that Bravery is willing to try to steal those turns like that. So let's see if that affects Mind RPG, or if Mind RPG is just going to keep with this offense right now.
Too far out for the follow-up. Still got him in the corner. Got to keep him here. Here's the activation. This is the escape point. V reversal. Eat some of this gray light.
That's why Cammy's V-Trigger 1 is so good, in my opinion. It's just anything you block into activation, she gets her turn. She's kind of out of there, but not going to be good enough here. Good job by Mind RPG winning that round very, very convincingly.
Patient play starting to work off just a little bit. Try to meet him in the air. No go. Side switch, though. In the spiral arrow, Oki into the corner. This is where you don't want to be. So out, says Mind RPG with the EX. And the back throw. Here we go. Yeah, Mind RPG looking strong.
He got hit by standing light kick and still challenged with the light punch. I mean, there's a little bit of disrespect there, too, as well. Oh, my God, the cycle
blast. Blast anti-air. But it doesn't matter. Bravery's got him in the corner again.
Yeah, that's twice now he's done the EX dive kick reset into the side switch. Oh yeah, here's the activation. Thought he could catch her, but wasn't close enough.
Ooh. Interrupts the dash and the throw.
Yep. Again, I keep saying this. I mean, to be fair, I say this about Cammy. This is actually true of a lot of characters in Street Fighter V. But once you get the opponent in the corner, especially like with Cammy, like, it doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah,
it's difficult. I don't care if you're Bison. All my mix-ups are gonna work on you.
You have to spin the meter for the V reversal, and the Mind RPG, like from what I've watched him play, he loves to play with that V trigger, and he's not able to right now. It's not really helping out too much, so he has to go for the reversals in that situation. He doesn't have, a DP. He's only got the 3-framer, and Bravery puts on so much pressure that it's hard to pin him down, but catches the V reversal. Good awareness.
Goes in there, was plus off of that. He uses the Hooligan, EX Hooligan dive kick a lot, I noticed, just to make sure the dive kick, side switch, and actually,
no, the front.
Mind RPG blocked it correctly.
Damn, James, he mixed you up. command grab, hooligan, instant air, the golden cut, bravery.
Yeah.
You can't pin him down.
Again, for those players who aren't aware of this, but once you start crouching in this game, that first frame where you start crouching, you're still kind of tall, but you are registered as crouching. So that what they call fuzzy guard right now is you make them block a standing move and then jump light kick right away. You're still tall enough for that light kick to hit, but you count as you're crouching. And so it hits you as a high. And that's exactly how Bravery took that round at the very end there. So great job to Bravery.
Yeah, that's I looked at that match, and even as like an old Bison player, I was like, dang, dude, like I feel it, Mine RPG. Like, couldn't get his stuff going, couldn't get the positivity going. It was all negative feelings all the way. But listen, we were talking about a certain player here before things got going, right? And look at the bracket right now. Look at who's coming up. James, the last Nash.
The last Nash. Now wait, I wanna clarify. You said you used to be a Bison player, huh? So I used to be.
Don't look at the screen. Don't look at the screen. Don't look at the screen. No, I was kidding.
I used to be a Cammy player, so that match we just saw was a past match of ours.
Oh yeah, except I definitely don't have the confirms like Mine RPG. I'm definitely not that level, and I don't think you could be as wild as that as that Bravery. But
I mean, online I call myself cowardice. Because that's kind of how I was compared to Bravery. See, that's just kind of how it worked anyway. Anyways,
I don't think anyone could be like that.
Last Nash coming up here. And I mean, he used a bunch of different characters last time, but when he used Nash, I mean, it was hype. I was popping off at home, and I saw everybody else popping off, and I really, really hope that he does go with some more Nash here in this tournament.
I mean, he does have other characters, right? It's not just about just the Nash. He's got the Vega and he's got the Zeku. And what I really like about his style just in general is that he plays his hit and run style no matter what character that he uses. He will kind of go the back and forth, the juking, stuff like that. It doesn't matter if he's using the Vega, if he's using the Zeku. And, sometimes he's not able to get everything going with that kind of hit and run style because it doesn't always work out. But when it does, it's so fluid. He tries to make Nash look like he's season 1. And, it ain't like that, but he tries. He tries his best here, but that's why people love to see him play. And not only that, just having the character choices. As you said, the Nash, we don't see that character ever. Is that a DLC character? I don't know who that guy is right there. I ain't seen him in so long. Who is that dude?
Well, I mean, the one thing about it though is that there are a lot of people out there who don't think Nash is even like as bad as everyone says. I mean, obviously even during season 1, he kind of fell off. And then in season 2, everyone talked about how his legs got chopped off and like they never grafted any new legs back on at any point. But he got like little buffs here and there. Is he top tier? No. Is he like high tier? Probably not, but he definitely can catch you off guard. He's one of those characters that because you don't fight a lot of Nashes, you're like, wait, is that plus? Wait, is that real? And he can catch you off guard.
That's you say that, but in this tight-knit kind of community, then they play on their locals almost every single week. Make sure you guys check out Xian's channel for that. I'm sure people have understood how to fight this character, or at least been reminded on how to fight this character. However, again, that hit and run style, that's not something you can really be like, I'm gonna lab up a matchup for. That's like you have to get used to this person. Let's see if Oswald can do this. Now, another Laura player on the deck, a character that people kind of look down upon and are starting to see a little bit more of a light, not just beyond, the items and things like that, but seeing the strength of this character, once they get in, it hurts.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of those characters that, I don't know, like I'm starting to feel like this is one of like the higher tier characters here. It's still kind of people talk about her, not quite as the elite crowd, but I mean, look at this rush down. Oh, okay, no, a nice jump back in the corner.
Catch the dash right here. Yeah, EX on the other side, the Nani.
Yeah.
Side switching and see, I'm telling you, the hit and run style, the hitman style.
Oh no.
Oswald catches him coming in.
Yeah, that was the counter hit confirmed right there. Light punches don't combo into medium punches very often, but when you get the counter hits, almost every character has that light counter hit into medium confirm. And you really gotta learn those with your character.
That allows her to start her pressure with the elbow game too, so it's really important for Laura specifically too. Plus frames on that EX, but here's a punish. Yeah, using the V-trigger combination, bazooka knee reset, good blocks though from Oswald.
Yeah, Yeah, that was the throw or hit mix-up right there. But like you said, Oswald choosing to block. Smart stuff. Ooh, yep. Oh, but too far away for that Sonic Boom to connect. But look at this. That pressure going there. And this is where Nash kind of does have that weakness, is he doesn't have high damage output. Like, he has this great momentum. He's like all over you. And really, he didn't do that much damage when you look at the total damage he got.
You ever see the comic of all the anti-airs that he's got? He's got like 17, but they don't do anything when you could just, do Laura's medium punch and you're good to go.
Yep, and now he's got to watch out. Laura's got that V trigger activated. Got to watch out for that overhead V skill and just all the other powers that she gets from that.
Gotta be careful about throwing out booms right here. There's the EX on deck. She can move on through, but she's gonna use it actually for the EX pull. Falls on it anyway.
Out of there. Okay, and escapes in time. Backdashing and trying to do this ice skate Nash that we've seen before. That's gonna be a good start right there. Got another counter hit, but too far away for it to actually lead into anything. He just needs one more hit. And Oswald is out of meter, but got the right jump in timing. Oh.
What a great, just that perfect moment to get the jump in.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Right there. What a read.
That hit and run style don't always work out when they're always on top of you.
Yeah, like you said, Nash got like 17 anti-airs, and Oswald still not scared to jump. Just said, you know what? You are throwing that Sonic Boom, and I have the read, and there you go. Great stuff.
Yeah.
But interesting. We're going to the character select here, so I've got to jump to the back of the queue.
And while you're doing that, we'll inform people that he does again have two characters else on deck. He's got the Vega, and he also has the Zeku. And I feel like between the two characters, the Zeku, if you know how to work that matchup, that actually, I don't want to say in favor, but you might have a better shot than Vega, right? Because you at least in old form have a DP, you've got a reversal that you can really hang on to, and if you can keep the momentum, it's hard for her to get it back. But how practices he in that match? How well can he work in that match? Because if you have three characters, you're splitting your time up between those characters, and that hit and run style with three different characters is hard to kind of emulate all the way through. And now it doesn't matter. Those Zeku out the back, dog. It's all about the Vega.
It's so crazy because, like, if your characters are Vega, Zeku, and Nash, like, I feel like Zeku would be the better character in like every situation.
Sometimes you just feel comfortable. You feel comfortable, like you're wrapped in the cozy covers with this character. But let's see if it works out. Is this going to be the right choice? You only sit down the losers. There's still a lot of people down there that probably know how you play, and they're still killers in their own right.
Yeah, well, the nice thing about Vega here is going to be the mobility, but the weakness is going to be that defense. As soon as Laura gets in on you, he doesn't really have a great way to escape. Oh, like how?
The jump!
I never see that normal.
But Oswald will show you everything. I love how he uses this character, uses all the tools. Great check, though. Just a few dabs here and there. I feel like, just the hit and run style is still... my man just slid the overhead. Are you kidding me?
Oh, here we go. Here comes... Oh, she tried to go over, but the V reversal actually was able to get him away from that situation. So, again, not a huge life lead here. Gets the throw.
Crush.
Not enough to kill, though.
It's going to drop. One more hit to do an EX. The EX slice you. Mountain Run looking a lot better with this choice. We were talking about, the being smothered and covered, by Laura, but he's been employing this hit and run style in pretty well fashion out here.
All right, trying to get in there and just getting caught by a lot of the aces, the Aura spin edges. But here we go, gets the knockdown, and yeah, that's not real, but you're scared because they might throw in the meaty at you. A nice chasing down the backflip as well.
Yeah, taking care of that B skill. And got him trapped in the corner. What is your decision? Slide. That's what's on the deck. Doesn't confirm just yet. Waiting for that on block kind of situation.
He's been trying to stab through that thunderclap, and it hasn't been working. Ooh, couldn't quite get the V reversal, and out of there. Very clutch situation here. And wow, I'm just gonna medium punch you all day.
And you'll take these. If you're Oswald, you're like, I'm not trying to get counter hit. I know what can come after. Like the chase down V reversal.
Having both of those V reversals, the two different V reversals, is going to be his best defensive option. But you can see right here, Aro with no more V reversals on deck, so he had to take that pressure from Laura. And there you go, Laura's going to take that round. Oswald is going to take that round, I should say.
Oswald doing a really great job of just staying on top of him. Even in these situations where he backs off, it just seems like he's taking too much health before he even gets to the corner.
Yeah, but
So
Aro right now sitting on a lot of meter. So one hit could definitely lead into a critical art, especially at this point, as it would drain her basically down to like barely any life. Oh, never mind. He's going to spin one of the bars and two of the bars.
For the Azuna drop or the back out. What's next?
Here comes Laura. Gotta activate. Gotta find the chance to activate. Here we go. It's Laura time. Oh boy. Okay. It's not as bad as it could have been.
Yeah, this could be way worse.
Uh-oh.
The reversals. Overhead connects.
Did you see the delay right there? And you know what? Arrow actually recognized that mix-up and blocked the cross under.
Listen, I got mixed. People at home got mixed. But not Manurong out here. He's seen that. It's in his notes. Page 32. B reversal. You stuck yourself in the corner. Still great blocks until he got opened up. Overhead connects. One more hit to do it.
The trigger wasn't activated, so there was no way Oswald could actually get that to combo. Oh no!
Finishes plate. Oh no, the medium punched in there. Oswald caught him jumping in. Denies him.
I swear it looked like he whipped the heavy punch like he pressed it too early in his jump. I wasn't sure. I didn't catch it clearly enough right there, but there you go. Oswald is going to take it and going to send Aram to loser's bracket here. And so, yeah, the Nash clearly not working out here for now, but we'll see what happens on the loser side of the bracket. Actually, this was already loser side, or was this? No, this was
that was winners. That was winners. That was winners, and that was the last Nash. But this is also the last match we're gonna have before our break coming up. We're gonna hit you with the 5 and come right back. Don't go anywhere. Oh no.
Fighting games insanely fun, and are probably one of the reasons why you delved into this genre. Combos are basically a sequence of attacks that cannot be blocked if the first hit connects. Combos are a combination of normal attacks and special moves. Some characters have simple combos, whilst others have combos that require a bit more dexterity. All depends on how the character was designed. The damage output to a combo will all depend on how much meter you're willing to spend. The more meter you spend means the combo should inflict more damage. No matter how hard or easy the combo is, every character will have a BNB. BNB stands for bread and butter. Bread and butter combos are usually combos that are the go-to option for a character due to their efficiency and ease of execution. Let's use Ken as the example. His bread and butter is crouch strong, into back strong, then immediately press stand fierce, then input his heavy Tatsumaki special move. Now if Ken wants to dish out more damage, then he can spend 1 bar from his EX gauge at the end of this sequence, so that he can do the EX version of Tatsumaki. Just to reiterate, the damage done in combos depends on how much resources are spent. You have to practice these combos repeatedly until they become second nature, but there's also the possibility of you dropping the combo. You can head over to trial mode to see which character's combos you like best.
Welcome to twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. We are live with that Street Fighter 5. My name is St. Cola, and I am joined with James Chen. How are you feeling, buddy?
I'm doing all right. I feel like my personal space is being taken up here by somebody else here, but sorry for my unprofessional cat on stream. But
how dare you, James? Cat but on stream? Absolutely ridiculous. Just as ridiculous as this bracket we're going to show you here. We are still on the winner's side trying to figure out who's going to be moving on, and it's Xian, Razor Xian up on the deck versus Dixon. That's an Evo champion out here coming through for his second shot at getting a chance at the CPT finale.
Yeah, and Xian, of course, though, a lot of people have been talking about him as the favorite. Chuan was obviously another huge favorite, but not sure. I think he DQ'd himself in this tournament. I'm actually not sure of the reason why, but that just makes, in my opinion, I feel like Xian is kind of the prohibitive favorite, but that's a rough position to be in. When you are the person psychologically, when you're like, okay, I should looking at this bracket, I should be able to take this tournament. That's a lot of pressure to put on yourself. And I know Xian is one of those players. Obviously, he's an Evo champion. He can clearly play under the pressure, but still, there's not a lot of chances to get into the CPT this year. And so, it's do or die now. It's do or die.
That's the brutality, man. That's the brutality of what's going on with this CPT. But I feel like, and I've said this already constantly, this is what makes the action even better, even hotter. There's only one shot. If you get second place, it's the same as getting last place, man. You go in the other room, get to scream in the pillow, swing your fist up in the air if you lose. But at the same time, you get to just do this from home, right? You get to sit in your pajamas or whatever makes you comfortable. If you're Daigo, I forgot what he did. I think he was like, just chilling. He was like, man, this is super cool. Yeah. Same thing he usually does when he streams.
Same thing that I do every day, PG. Try to get into the CPT.
And he did it, people. Let's see if Xian can do this, though. I'm really curious because Xian having a second shot is great. He's got a lot of the data in terms of, being able to, do the content creation, stuff like that. And also being able to create, run the tournaments at least, and getting an understanding and feel these players by watching them week after week after week and understanding their tendencies and what they want to do and, all this other stuff. I feel like it's like a hidden edge. It's almost cheat codes.
Secretly, he has a laboratory that analyzes all the matches from the people that he played. Like, he's M. Bison in real life, right? He's just examining them, watching them play against each other, and just gathering data on them. So
it could be that way. Let's see. I mean, he definitely has had practice against some of the best Bisons in the business, Problem X, all that stuff from his world of travel. But listen, it could always be that dude at home that gets you. You don't know how he plays, and he shows you something way different.
Now, I was wondering if Xian was going to go with the Ibuki or Seth, but it does look like he is going to be going with the Ibuki here. He definitely has been picking up Seth a little bit, and he has been blocking a whole lot here at the start of this round.
He's like, when's it my turn to play? I'm trying to pick up the controller, but if you do, oh, there we go. Finally picks it up, lands a feature conversion, side switch, gets the mix, goes out the Legos on the ground.
Oh, that's like a Fong mix-up right there, but now little Ninja Girl here has got that nice air-to-air. You see that from Bisons a lot. They throw up that EX Fireball and get ready for that air-to-air, but the cross-up and the corner switch for Xian, so dangerous position now for Gamble Boxer here.
Okay, EX. Great tech. Xian staying alive, but for how long? Throws up the kunai. Trying to find an opening, another V-trigger. My mom said I get to have two.
Oh, I like the Psycho Crusher for the escape, and now try to get in there, but I like the jump as well. Not enough to kill. Still one hit for either of them. And the micro walk before the crouch light kick was genius right there. It's just a nice little head fake to get your opponent to stand up, throw tech, try to jump, any one of those things. And he caught him low.
That is Xian. I'm an Evo champ. He knows what it takes to really learn your character, really understand your character. He's been running Sabuki for so long.
Oh no, the double medium punch, so we didn't get any confirm off of that. And speaking of confirms, Xian's gonna get his off of the crush counter.
Yeah, lands that EX kunai. EX doubles reverse, switches sides to lands some damage. Got him caught in the corner. But the crouching medium punch, able to get the V-trigger activation. Again, another side switch.
Yeah, here we go. What? Oh God, what is happening? And the Caltrop is still there? And so he goes up for the throw because basically Dixon was just thinking, is it going to be left, right? What's the mix-up, left, right? And when you show that hand, I mean, last time Xian did the left, right mix-up with the Caltrop. This time drops the Caltrop and says, guess left, right. Oh, psych, gonna throw you. So great job taking that left, right mix-up, turning it into a throw mix-up instead. And Xian takes game number 1.
That's the smart stuff. I have not seen much of the Caltrops, just in general, and I feel like that knowledge is and also like the lockdown ability against Bison, a character that's gonna continuously put pressure on you like that, just like that, throw right in front of his face. Like it's hard for you to advance if you're poor Dixon out here. He turned off the lights in the hallway, put the Legos down, and said, "Come here." Come closer.
It looked like a cartoon right there. He was just like throw a Caltron in his face, and he's like, oh. But look at this, Xian. And you know what? This is what Xian excels in, right? I mean, even when he won with Yen at Evo, he likes to pick characters that are not as well known. Ibuki obviously well known, but why not pick the Caltrops now to throw an unknown element in there?
Again, I think it's just good against Bison. You get the mix going. He doesn't really have a reversal you don't have to worry about too much. And it's like also like a test. Do you know about this mix-up? Do you know how to deal with this? It doesn't seem like Dixon does, or at least in a good enough fashion where he doesn't take the least amount of damage. But he's going in right now. Doesn't confirm off the crouching medium punch. He's a little bit more off that charge to do so.
Oh boy, Xian getting the clean jump in there to beat the EX Psycho Ball. Try to lock him down.
Yo, the fade away. You see him juke back like that? And the Legos on the ground? It's a done deal with the right after. Xian with the speed run. 80%. 80%.
Looking on point here. And like I said, maybe there could be a little bit pressure, but he showed no signs of that pressure in that match right there. Like you said, just speed running through that whole entire thing and dropping the Legos all over the floor. And Xian is going to move on to the top 8. Remember, top 8 is going to be tomorrow. And so all 4 of the players that just won, that we just saw won, now are done for the day. They're not playing until tomorrow. They're starting the top 8 in winner's side. So they get to rest, but you know they're going to spend the rest of their time watching all these matches here to make sure that they take their notes.
You damn well better. I mean, this is, again, one shot, one opportunity. And you look at the bracket that we got going up tomorrow. It's going to be Brandon and Bravery fighting off against each other. That's going to be a really great match. And then Oswald versus Xian. But now we're going to be moving on to the loser side of things.
Yeah.
Let's check this out. What do we have here, James? What we got?
You're throwing me under the bus here again with these names here, right? So
it's on purpose.
Bear Pop, Nezuko, Kite Orca, and Jin Koyuki, BK9999 going up against Fight Amir, and then Angry Egg Tart going up against Potato. There's a lot of food in the bottom half down over there. Now I'm getting kind of hungry because egg tarts and potatoes actually sound kind of good right now. But, you know, this is the dangerous part of the bracket. The loser is actually eliminated out of the tournament.
That's going to be an unfortunate thing. I mean, again, there's no second chances, no points here. This is the last one. This is the second run, right?
You ever had an egg tart before from Dim Sum?
I've never had that before. What does that taste like?
I will introduce you to it one of these days. It's a delicious, delicious Asian dessert. Very, very good. They wheel, you know, in Dim Sum, they wheel it by you, and then there's like this, you know, tin of egg tarts, and I'm just like, give me all of them.
You're just scooping them in a bag.
Exactly.
I like that. I'm about it. But I'm also about these players. Like, again, people, if you haven't seen these players, because you see some ignorant stuff, here and there, when it comes to people talking about players and stuff that they may not know. They're like, well, what have they accomplished or whatever? But you could see these players on a weekly basis through Xian's, the versus tournaments that go on a weekly basis. You can look at their, CFNs, so you can get the idea of like who's in the bracket, what they've been going through, and you can see the level of play. You may not see them travel a lot because it's very expensive, right? Yeah. But that doesn't mean that they're not strong. That doesn't mean that they're not powerful players. And man, I wake up, I'm groggy, but I will wake up to watch some versus fighting. And if I miss it, I'm watching those VODs like heavy.
Yeah, look, we already know how much of a universal language that the fighting game tournaments are. Oh my gosh, I have disconnected from the lobby. I need a new invite. I cannot watch anything over here. Let's see if I can get back into this lobby here. I'm holding up the tournament, man. I'm holding up the tournament here.
I think we're waiting for our other person too as well, but it's all good. It's all good. We're just chilling out on a fine morning over here and over there, a fine night it would be, I guess. But yeah, I mean, like, the good thing about having these online tournaments is there's a benefit of like where you can actually go back if you see a player that you really like or that you really enjoy, you can go on their CFN and say, man, I want to learn some stuff. Like I did that with SKZ, and I'm like, dude, set the super cheap. It's the X kick. It really was just that.
I got disconnected completely. I was like, I can't join this battle lounge. Okay, sorry guys. Sorry guys.
It happens. It happens.
Mea culpa, 对不起. And I will get in here. There we go. All right. My bad.
There he is.
My bad.
There he is.
My bad.
Listen, man, things happen online, different environment, and also for the players too. If you're a player, it's a different environment, so you have to get acclimated to that, right? So if you've got a character that's like Blanca, you can be playing a different way depending on the way connections maybe play out a little bit, or depending on the way that they may foresee your character. Like if I'm a Blanca player, this is my environment. I'm looking at the screen like this is how I win. Because online has got to make it even harder to deal with the Blanca balls. Also, if you're Cody, you got to spend meter to really deal with that unless he's up close with the light punch Blanca ball. So it's going to be kind of rough to deal with that. Let's see how Bear Pop does against Nezuko.
Yeah, and I talked about how Nash can be kind of a pseudo knowledge check character just because you don't run into him a lot. Blanca's, you definitely run into him a little bit more, but I still feel like Blanca is a heavy knowledge check kind of character. He's just one of those characters, if you'd be so familiar with all of his setups, what his cross-up V-Trigger 2 setups are. He's got like 17 variations of it. There's just a lot of really tricky things that Blanca can pull off on you. So let's see how this goes.
I was actually watching Bear Pop stream earlier, before this had happened, and he was so upset when he lost the H-tail, but I could hear it in his voice. Like he was like, I'm going to try to make the Caesars run. I'm going to make it happen.
Oh man.
But a Blanca stands in his path.
Yeah, I couldn't cross up, but there we go. Crush counter, but he only canceled into the tornado, so didn't quite get, anything big off of that. But here we go. Gets the activation, plus frames in that situation, and here's the pressure. More plus frames.
Ooh, the tray combo, though.
Yeah, and here comes the rock. Oh, where are you going? No escape for you. But the slide's going to do it there.
Again, the activation gets a sweep. The fall up on the pipe, no big deal.
Yeah, and no follow-up on that Blanca ball either, but that's why the V-Trigger 2 is great, because now you can get away with some free Blanca balls that way, because everyone's always expecting that follow-up.
Oh, gets jumped in on, but doesn't get able to complete the combo.
Combo now.
I don't know what happened there. He had it in his hands, and it all slipped away. First one goes, the Bear Pop.
And that's another one of those knowledge check situations there. Having to know whether you're blocking the light Blanca ball or a heavy or a medium when they cancel into the V-Trigger 2. Because if it's the light one, then he's plus. If it's the heavy one, then he's minus. You really got to know the crazy, different situations that Blanca can create.
Are you kidding me? He did the EX fade away to catch the EX zone. That's the smart stuff right there. We were talking about matchup knowledge. Nezuko got that on the deck.
Well, here we go. Corner pressure now for Bear Pop. Gets the sweep in the back. Oh, wait. Was that a backdash in the corner there to get away from the throw? And Cody can be so dangerous once he gets this activated, but that's why you just see the escape tactic right now. Nezuko's just said, I'm not going to deal with this pipe. I'm out of here.
He knows what can come if he puts hands on the man. But here he comes with the EX. Sets up the rock. What's the setup? Gets hit. Ooh, you kidding me? He double dash, faked him out, hit him with the EX Zong. That's big brain.
Wow, and that was enough to take it right there. And like I said, Cody once he activates that V-Trigger, I mean, at that point towards the end, he had no more V-Trigger left. The pipe just had to go away at the next swing. But still, you saw how it was able to get him the comeback, especially with all those the rock setup that he had for the side switch, and just caught Nezuko off guard. So there you go, Bear Pop taking game number 1.
Bear Pop definitely had a good read on Nezuko as a person too as well. I like that little delay to the EX Zong. Let's see how he carries that on to this next match here. Or is Nezuko going to introduce something different and more stable to the table?
he's going with V skill 2, interestingly enough, with Cody. I didn't even really realize that until just now. He's got the dodge on deck.
Let's see if that sway's going to do anything. I'd like to see that in this match. Usually you see the V skill 1, but maybe the way that the blocker balls come down is too much and finds his way out.
Yeah, it was a little too aggressive right there. Tried to fake the buttons a lot and taking steps forward, and eventually, you know, your opponent catches on, and that's exactly what happened. Nezuko getting out of that pressure situation. But he had the level 2 zonk charge for the wall bounce.
Doesn't get the just guard, unfortunate. Slid, activation, one more hit to do it. Good blocks.
Light ball plus light ball. Oh, but that was
the cross up.
That was the up ball. See, that's the thing, is like the light up ball and the light Blanca ball look so similar, but one of them leads to a cross up and the other does not. And it's so tricky to tell the difference.
I don't think Nezuko has like stood still for a minute. During the, we have the fact sheet, dude was like, the best defense is offense, and I'm seeing it right here as he gets to pick up in the EX. How that hit? Doesn't matter. I mean, it's over.
What did they say for Cobra Kai? The best defense is more offense.
That's probably where he got it, but overhead punish, EX rough beat to the corner, heavy. Get the corner carry, activation, make your stand here.
Tried to V reversal to get himself out of that situation. Nice jump over the rock. You see that V trigger still very full though and drains so slow. Oh, that actually caught him, but swinging a little bit too much with that crouching heavy punch, and the raw jump gonna tie it up 1-1 for Nezuko. Here we go.
Nezuko. When the drops stop happening and he starts, picking things up, no more 5-second rule, just staying stable. I see it. I see the offense. I see the pressure, and I see us going back to the battle lounge. It looks like maybe we might be seeing a character switch, or possibly a V skill switch.
Yeah,
give it back here. I ain't trying to get pieced up.
Yeah, that V skill would be nice to have, in a lot of situations where you're not sure, because there was one setup where Nezuko had the V skill hop, and Bear Pop, I think, thought it was going to be a cross up, and he just kind of walked into it. And in that situation, the V skill would have hit it regardless of which side it was going to be on. So that might be the right switch, because I didn't see the dodge really come to play much at all. So
I didn't see the dodge at all in the first place. I don't think I saw the V skill come out at all. This time it might, though, because we have seen quite a few jump ins from Nezuko, just in general, off the jump, heavy punches and things like that, off the cower jump. So it would be nice to see how the V skill, that change will work out. Obviously, if you whiff, you get crushed. Even if you land it, you eat some of that gray life. But even having an anti-air like that on the deck could definitely turn the tide. And it looks like he changed. It looks like he switched. But let's see if it's going to make any difference in this match.
Yeah, let's see if he manages to find the opportunities to use V skill 1 for a little bit better defense here. You can see right here, Cody having trouble punishing that light Blanca ball. And so Nezuko just kind of going at him right now.
I definitely watched a few videos before this started, and I was like, these Cody players are trying their damnedest, and you got to spin the bar to make sure the job is done in terms of punishing it. Otherwise, look at him getting away for free. There's the V skill, though, finally coming out as an anti-air.
Of course, Gray health himself a little bit. Oh, the counter hit, so he's going to be able to get the confirm here. And now backing off, and this is where there's that meter spent, as you mentioned. But speaking of meter spent, Nezuko, no fear.
Nezuko don't care, I'm telling you.
Now he's got to watch out for this Cody activation. He got the hit, so he's going to be able to call, but actually too far for the pipe to connect, unfortunately.
Side activation, I got one of my own too. Oh no, Valentine able to get the punish, gets the jump, it doesn't finish his combo. Finish your plate, you got to finish your plate. No B skill.
Boy, it's so scary because Blanca has that V trigger activated. You don't know what he's gonna do. Oh my god! And now he's running away. Didn't come back at him. Oh, because he's out of it.
The V skill is a reaction. My man saw it in the distance. Said, "Listen, I got something for you. It's V skill 1, and it's one more till it's done." Bear Pop looking to take it over Nezuko.
Yeah, and it can't be emphasized more about how much of an advantage having a single button, reaction move like V skill 1 is. It's just so fast. You don't have to buffer a motion or do a DP motion. You can't catch people off guard as easily with that.
Absolutely, but here it is. The dash up, throw the Blanca bite. Another one. Don't do it to him again. Overhead, though.
No,
I like him switching up his offense.
Plus, and he caught him low. He caught him, looked like it was walking back. Uh-oh, here we go. Home
Just
run.
frame. Hit the wall. Another one.
Here comes the
I got some
setup.
throws for you. Overhead. Yo, Bear Pop, let's get it with the fun.
And he finishes with the home run. Blanca ball being pitched right down the middle and then crack right out of the stands. And there you go. Bear Pop is going to advance forward. Unfortunately for Nezuko, that means he is out of the tournament. But Nezuko is going to be moving forward. But great job. I'm sorry, Bear Pop's going to be moving forward. But great job to Nezuko for making it here in the top 16.
Man, Bear Pop, that was that V skill. He knew, we all knew it was like, look, the Sway wasn't doing anything. The Sway's great. And Bear Pop has said that he's kind of watched a lot of the other Cody players. He actually just recently picked up Cody. This was like a 6-month change. Like he had just picked up Cody. He saw Hoji play. He's like, Red Storm, Red Storm, Red Storm. And he said, I want to become part of that. And listen, he's becoming closer and closer part of that top 8, closer and closer to the finale of this. And, you know, if he stays stable, he might be able to get it. And let's get to these brackets up on the deck. Yo, James, who we got?
I don't know. Say, who do we? No, I'm just kidding. We got Kai Oka coming up and Jin Koyuki coming up. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the second one properly, but yeah, those are the players coming up. And once again, Kai Orca, you can see there on the same team from as Potato. As you see, that's going to be coming up later on in the first round here on the loser's side. So that's going to be a good match coming up here.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Orca. I was watching Fubar Duck's stream before this happened, and it was Orca that kind of defeated him. And it just, he has such like a really good, he rotates his defensive options very well. There's a lot of players that don't know how to do that, even in the higher leagues of this game. But he rotates his defensive options, his defensive reads really well in terms of backdashes. When he's gonna bust out with a headbutt or an EX headbutt and things like that. He blew up one of the splashes from Fubar Duck really easily from his Mika, and it was just like, man, he understands what they want to do and when they want to do it. And it's going to be different though, because there's not Mika up on the deck. It's going to be Urian with that V skill too. I bet you he's going to be picking that V skill too, because it's so strong this season.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I really, really feel like Honda is one of those characters that is pretty underrated. I'm not saying he's like top tier or anything like that, but you know, all these tier charts that have been coming out, you know, there's been a lot of like, oh my gosh, what is this tier chart thinking? But you know, one of the consistent things is that Honda's always kind of put in a mid-tier rank, but I actually think Honda's more high tier than mid-tier. To be honest.
Definitely he can get the job done, right? He's got the damage, and he's never really out of it until he's put down on the ground. But, I mean, we're talking about high tiers. We got to talk about Urian. This dude with that V skill, too, I'm telling you, is ridiculous. Indignant Thunder, this is Ignite Thunder, because it puts the damage and the pressure on you, but my man's getting pressured right here is Orca. Let's get out of the corner. Side switch here, and now V-Trigger about to be activated. Now off the crouching Fierce. Gonna do it raw. No cook, no sear.
Oh, tried to headbutt, but that's going to bounce off the mirror. So here we go. Corner position. He's still got another mirror on deck. No, that was supposed to be a butt slam. I don't know what happened there.
For sure. Input error. EX headbutt. Put him back down to the ground.
Trading with the mirror all day. Good block on the overhead, but it's safe. But you know what? When in doubt, throw EX butt out. That's just how Honda works, man. I'm telling you.
Skid marks coming to the skies. That's how it be. Sit on him again. Here we go. The command grab in the corner, but we're out. Never mind, we're back in. Look at the trading spaces here, back and forth. Neither one be in the corner, and I definitely agree. At least I see a feature activation in the future for Yuki. Maybe not. My man's getting pieced up. It might be looking long.
And you know what? I mean, to be fair, at least Jinko is doing a really good job keeping Kite Orca from being able to activate that V skill too. But here we go. Time for the knockdown, but no more mirror now.
They're just nice and raw. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Kite Orca, I like how he kind of turned himself off a little bit and was like, listen, I've been going super aggressive this entire time. I can do this nice and easy, not risky. Just throw the jab and get it done.
Yeah, and I also just really like the decision that he had you see this a lot. This is the common strategy. You have all this V trigger, you're building it up, but you have this huge lead. And so, you know what? You're just going to go for the V reversal. So he used the V reversal there, get rid of the pressure, and took that round there. When you have a big life lead, when you have a big life lead like that, it's generally a good idea to use your V reversals like that early on, just to keep the opponent from the comeback.
Or the corner push right here. Laying hands on the man, lands a little bit awkward, but no conversion. EX back in the corner.
That headbutt didn't even stop. He was like flying in the air in place for just a little bit.
You don't question physics, man. You just, especially with these mirrors. See these mirrors coming out? When are you gonna find a mirror like that? You ain't gonna find it at Home Depot. You ain't gonna find it anywhere else, but I'm gonna find this EX headbutt, says Orca, as he is one away from sending out Yuki real quick like.
The damage that this character, Javits, bless Javits, I mention him on every stream. He's always putting out those kill blah challenges and stuff. Honda can like kill everyone with like no resources. It's crazy how much damage this character can do.
Don't need a combo video for that chip, no dip. And it's definite. Oh, actually, I'm gonna hold back. Never mind. I felt you in the background, James. I felt you in the back. I was like, I don't know if it's gonna die. I was waiting, and I was like, wait a minute. It'll do.
Look, I'm definitely known for asking if it's gonna kill. I just don't even ask with Honda.
Yeah, with Honda, you're right. Good point. Very good point. With Honda, it's usually a done deal, right?
Yep.
And Orca got it done.
Pretty much. Oh boy, and that was another one of those speedrun matches that we had out there. But great job to Kite Orca getting into the next round. I mean, he needs to win one more. Again, the winner side, we already know the top four players for the top 8. And on the loser side, they need to win this first round, but then they need to win another match because all 4 players who lost on the winner side got sent to losers. And so those guys will match up together. So Kai Orca still needs to win one more to get into that top 8.
For sure. And speaking about fast, we're gonna go to a fast break. So be sure to grab your snacks, come right back. We got more Street Fighter 5 action coming for you in just 1 second.
You might have heard top-level players say in terms of how to determine whether or not a character is strong or weak in Street Fighter 5 is through their Oki game. But what is Oki? Oki, short for Okizeme, is basically how you put pressure on a grounded or rising opponent. The objective with Oki is to put the opponent in a situation in which they must block. And you can do this with a variety of attacks, such as projectiles, normal attacks, or even special attacks. In Street Fighter 5, having good Oki is huge because there's a massive emphasis on offense in the game. But Oki is more of a psychological game due to the fact that the defender has different ways of rising and possibly strong wake-up options. Making it harder for the attacker to predict the opponent's next move. And this is also referred to as the wake-up game. I will talk about the different types of rising options in a future episode. The psychological aspect of Oki is not exclusive to Street Fighter 5, as it happens in a lot of 2D fighters in general. As stated before, Oki is very important in a game like Street Fighter 5. Some characters have great Okizeme, whilst others have slightly weaker Okizeme. Study your character's Oki options so that when you knock the opponent down, you can take full advantage of the situation.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to CPT Online. This is Southeast Asia 2. And remember, everybody only gets these 2 chances, so this is the final chance for someone to qualify from Southeast Asia. But I am joined here by Mr. St. Cola. What do we have coming up next here on stream?
James, we got something nice for you. BK 9999. I gotta give them all 9s up on that. It's coming up on the deck against Fit 3 Amir. Now, BK 9999, my man's a ROG player, was the one who sent I Am Chuan to losers before he got DQ'd, and then was put there in losers by Oswald. So he's going to be trying to work his way up through the losers side of the bracket to get to the grands on that side of things. Fit 3 Amir, I'm not 100% sure who they play, but if I look through my little document here, it looks like it might be some Seth play on the deck.
Yeah. Now, is it Fit 3 or is it Fight? I'm not sure. Like, are they using like leet speak? You know,
James, I don't know what the kids do these days. Dude, I don't even know if he's actually a kid. Could be older.
You think I know what kids do these days? Aren't you like 24 or something like that? I mean,
okay, first of all, I told people my age, and James, look at you with your new hairdo. Are you kidding me? You look like you 20 something out here with the bun. All right. I saw people complimenting you up in the stream. Yo, chat, give him some love. Give him some love. We're gonna give you some love with some great Street Fighter 5 action. It's gonna be some ROG versus Seth, and we've seen this matchup. If you on the US side of things, right on our coast, we've seen this quite a few times. Even on the West and East Coast, we've seen a lot of Seth just in general, right? But in terms of ROG, that's a character that's been getting more and more notoriety, and BK9999 has definitely been putting in the work with that character on this side of thing, and this could be his shot. We could get another ROG in CPT.
Yeah, and don't forget that Smug just qualified using large, mostly Boxer as well, Balrog. So, like you said, that character definitely making its mark now. And so it looks like, everybody in the people saying in the chat, Fitri. So maybe that's kind of like the pun right there, FIT3.
Fitri. Okay. Fitri.
Okay. Nice.
All right, let's.
It is gonna. Oh, actually, we got G here, so we've got.
Throw it out the window. Throw it out the window.
We've got Boxer versus that other Boxer character who doesn't.
Someone say the better Boxer, right?
Like I was supposed to say, he doesn't even have to charge for his special move, dude. This guy just does whatever he wants.
He's got to level up. He's got to, get some space in between them. You got to level up. But if you're ROG in this match, you got to be careful about spacing out your dash punches, because if you get hit with one of those lights, it's an unfortunate deal. You're going to give this character social momentum, but the momentum was all on BK9999's hands. He's got him in the corner.
Yep. Oh, there's that light kick. And, one of the things about G, that height that he has also means he's got some long limbs. So he's, no quick rise. So that was a whiff on that command. Okay.
That's so unfortunate. That could have been so much more. Anti-air, overhead connects, blessing the dome, and the corner push.
Backdash, interesting. Oh, he tried to catch him, but hitting the button on the way down from the neutral jump just in case. A lot of times you'll see players when they jump that far away and the opponent is, has a good distance. They're like, I'm safe. I don't need to hit anything on the way down. And so the opponent can sneak in there like that. But good job to BK9999 to be safe, hitting something on the way down there.
So smart, and he knew that situation, and now he's in a great situation as he pushed this G into the corner. This is the thing about G. When you pressure this character, he's got to hold all that. No 3-frame, no reversal, and the shimmy, the bait, the bite. Easy bait oven.
Oh, man. Okay, I see you, BK9999. Okay. He's already maxed out his points. He can't get any higher. He's at 9999. Oh man.
He's been grinding. He's been, taking down like the small animals and stuff like that outside the city. He's that type of player. You can't stop him.
Hey, during the break, I was telling you how much I love animals, okay? Like, you're telling me he's taking out the little animals. Now I'm not sure I want to be a fan of this, right? I just picture BK like going out there and punching the squirrels on the street now, and I'm just like, no, man, this is not cool at all.
5 experience points. But you got to give him some credit. He definitely is experienced in that match. You definitely saw how he knew how to deal with G. I like the neutral jump in the first round, and then in the second round, he was like, listen, I'm going to go in with that pressure, and I'm going to get the job done. And we might be seeing a character switch from Amir here, because I was looking rough. You don't see the usual G play. There was a big mistake in the first round from them, and in the second round, you didn't even get to see the activation.
Yeah.
The juicy, the goodness that all people love about G, right? They love fighting G when he activates trigger, and we didn't get to see that.
Yeah, and that obviously, I mean, people talk about G's V trigger as being one of the best V triggers in all of Street Fighter V right now. So when you don't get a chance to activate that, you just got mauled, and that's basically what happened in that round too. So I mean, our notes all said that Fitri is a Seth player, so maybe that's what he's gonna go with over here. Try to use some of those axe kicks in the air to try to get through this, but let's see what happens here. I'm really curious.
On the screen, you were correct, James. You were correct. It's a Seth.
Interesting. And just as a reminder to everyone, this is the Southeast Asia Majors 2. I mean, the online 2. So this is the last chance for everybody here.
The last shot right here. Got to be careful if you're Amir, because you gotta stick with this character too, right? You don't get to switch. So I hope your run with this Seth is a good one. Throw into the corner from BK999. I got hit with all 4 every single time.
Oh, that was very close range jab dash punch. Would have been punishable had it been blocked. But you see that he's always trying to space it out properly. That's how you're gonna fight these Balrogs. Try to space out that light dash punch. Oof.
How much space can you get when you're pushing the corner here? Into the corner. Nap time, one more hit for the done. Great tech, stays alive. Activation of the crouching heavy kick.
And he goes with V-Trigger 1. You've seen a lot of the dirt with V-Trigger 2 with Seth, but Fitri going, oh man, great interruption. Knowing that was just not a true block string and just found the hole, found the gap, basically. And BK9999, match point.
The big suck right here to get in the Hoover. Oh, it's an input error. This input error also from BK. Amir taking advantage. The full corner push. The double down with the EX auras.
It's so sick looking too when he gets all beefy for that turnaround punch.
And Seth just so sick in general. Yeah. BK ain't out of just yet.
All right, here comes Fitri. Trying to get that corner pressure going, but nice. Oh, but not quite jumped out, and that's punishable, unfortunately. Yeah, so here we go. Oh, back throw.
Back throw.
So, couldn't get him out of the corner.
Oh, interrupts. He knew it. He saw the spin. It's the EX, but the wake up doesn't finish his combo. Yo, jump in, throw. Okay.
Chip is a danger. He's just waiting for. Oh, nice block on the overhead, but no punish. And again, just again finding that gap and interrupting. Look, BK9999. He's basically hitting buttons.
My man is he's pressing. He's pressing. He's seen the combo videos that Seth can do. He's seen the tier list. He's seen every time you guys make a tier list out there. He's like, it's top 3. I ain't getting hit with it. It ain't happening to me. Not today. And what's happening today is that he's moving on in the loser side of things. My man did every damn thing, and it seemed like there were some drops here and there. Who knows if it was connection issues or just nerves or whatever. But you saw him right that ship, and again, we keep saying it. It's important if you have those mistakes to find your way, and he's able to do so.
Yeah. And just seeing some more success out of, Boxer character, one of the characters that you don't see a lot of people talk about these days, when they talk about the characters who are threatening to take tournaments. But like I said, Smug just took US East 2 with the greatest of ease. And so there you go. That character definitely getting some play now.
I mean, I feel like BK, he's been in the business with ROG for a while, so he definitely understands. I feel like if you're playing ROG right now, you definitely are playing this character because, you've been playing him for years. You were here after T. It's AT, all right? After Tap. After Tap was nerfed, and you stuck around, you're definitely a ROG player for life, okay? So, I mean, BK, been on the block for a bit. But, speaking of, people who've been around the block here, I like seeing Angry Egg Tart because he was here last time in the close to the finals of things, running that G play, and I love seeing G. I don't like fighting G, but I love seeing G come up on the deck. I love seeing how G players kind of use their stay defensive because in a tournament setting, you can G somebody here and there, right? You can definitely get the G stuff going, right? But staying stable this entire time, even in first to 2, it can work against you. With Mika especially, that's a character that puts you in the corner. It might be a done deal.
And again, we saw Potato featured on the pre-show, and man, wow, he is just like the gentlest, nicest guy. He just like seems so humble, but then his Mika is just going absolutely crazy. It's almost like, you know, when you find out, like, what was it, Junji Ito, the artist, you know, draws all these crazy pictures.
The wild things.
Yeah, but then they're just like, they're super gentle, like petting butterflies and stuff, you know.
The kindest people you'll ever meet.
Then you see their art. And the way that Potato definitely plays Mika can be considered art. I mean, look, being good in Street Fighter is art. Absolutely.
I mean, this is one of those things where, like, especially now in this season, even more so than like the way like the first seasons of the game, you can really kind of find your play style and find the way that you want to play. There's so many, you know, more things you can do in the game. The depth has been expanded, more V triggers, more V skills, things like that. Angry Tart putting out his own V skill to push Potato back.
Yeah. Oh,
and yo, I see Potato with that V skill too, by the way.
Yeah, and interestingly that he didn't go with the strong. Oh, there's the confirm. Last time he got the counter hit, and then he just went for the crouching heavy punch. Might have been an execution error. Tried to go for that crouching heavy punch again. Not going to connect. Oh, challenging the dash up. And here we go.
Wakes up with it.
The
follow.
Knew he couldn't
like
combo, but Dashko's going to keep him alive. The empty jump. And he caught him. Wow.
There were so many smart sequences. I like him just even go for the slide right after. That was such smart stuff to catch the backdash, even though it was blocked. And you see him going, and he's like, I know what happens when you put hands on me. Let me put hands on you. But here's the reverse. Egtar getting the V skill power up right there. Put a little bit of bar on the deck. But gotta be careful. Don't let this character in. Don't let her in. She's knocking the door. Don't let her in.
Interesting right now that Potato is in like maximum Mika range, but has just been trying to get in through walking. Hasn't been going for drop kicks, hasn't been going for any sort of dash up shenanigans. And I think that's largely just coming from the fact that just his normals are so scary. An accidental command throw had to have been an accident.
That's unfortunate.
Dash up command.
This isn't an accident. Yeah, normal throw right here. None of this is accidental right here. This is all pressure and release on the side of Potato. Back fierce though. Doesn't get the confirm. My man juked and still got the command grab.
Not enough to kill, but that crouching medium kick is gonna do it right there. And
oh my god. Yeah, you see him juke, he was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna grab you. Got him. GG's.
Yeah, but that pressure right there, you know, really intelligently done by Potato there. You saw block the drop kick. You're scared to hit buttons because she's plus. So it goes for the Lady Mika. Guess what? I'm still plus. You got to deal with all of it. Now I'm going to just go into Nadeshko. So you have to worry about Nadeshko. So I'm still going to be plus. And it's just, it all adds up. And the stress and the tension just eventually gets to you.
I feel like this is one of those matchups where like you almost have to use V-reversal, and there it is. Still gets caught. Yo, Potato with the reads. It was a coloring book, James, or were the words on the page.
What? I think I blinked, and Angry Eggtart is down, and this is it. This is the last round for him. If he doesn't take this and the next round, he's out of this tournament. So something's got to happen here. Nice punish from Potato. There's some frame data knowledge there.
Interrupts the drop kick. Here we go. EX back fierce V skill. Yes, sir. Double dash, try to get the meaty. Ooh, we gotta be careful because at any point we've seen Potato turn things around. I see that V trigger red as hell at the bottom of the screen for Potato.
Oof.
God, jump.
Yeah, the hardest part right now for Angry Eggtart, I don't know if he's not trying to go for it. There we go. That's like the first time he got to level up the presidentiality meter and immediately lost it. So he really hasn't been able to stay powered up.
Did you see how close like Potato's playing, and this is bad. What's your defensive mechanism right here? What are you gonna go for? Gets picked up on the other side. It's over, James. EX wingless, clip the wings. Potato out here. I was gonna say smoking, but he's frying out here. He is frying his opponents. That was so quick. Angry A-Tart.
Yeah, that
didn't even get to play.
That end of the round there, I feel it makes me recall the wise words of, Sun Tzu from The Art of War. One of the chapters in there said that Mika's gonna Mika, man. Look, when she gets you in the corner, you're done.
What page is that on?
You're not gonna win.
That's how it be. You don't have a 3-frame, you don't have a reversal, and if you spin V-bar to V reversal, you're losing your comeback opportunity that G is so well known for. Potato understanding all that. He even called out the V reversal in that match. I mean, the dude was downplaying himself, but don't let him fool you. That's how they get you. That's how the Mika players get you. Don't let them do it.
Honestly, like one of the quotes is like, if you can fight, fight. If you can't fight, defend. If you can't defend, flee. If you can't flee, die. And that's basically what happened right there at the very end. Once you're in the corner, you can't flee, you're done. And so there you go. Oh man, but unfortunately that means that Angry Egg Tart is now going to be eliminated. Egg Tart, he is out of the tournament, and Potato is going to be moving on the loser side. So we've got 4 more matches to determine who the last players are going to be in the top 8.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have Dixon versus Bear Pop on the deck, a Bison versus Cody match, and then Metarong versus Orica. And then after that, Mine RPG versus PK9999. And then finally, H-Tail versus Potato to close everything out.
So we had Egg Tart versus Potato, and I'm pretty sure H-Tail stands for halibut tail, right? So it's like a
of course.
fish. So there is like more food stuff happening there on the bottom side of the bracket, but we're going to get there after. That's going to end the day. That's going to end the day.
Yes, sir. That will definitely end the day, but we've got some more action for you guys. I'm excited because, like, you know, I used to dabble in the Bison play. Obviously, I've been there, and I'm still kind of going back and forth. So seeing this matchup, versus Cody this season is even more dynamic with the induction of the sway. Being able to kind of smooth through the blast is going to be super important, I think. And also the V-Skill 1's still a good option to get some of Bison stuff. However, Bison all about that pressure, all about the positivity every day of the week. We're going to see how he deals with that.
I mean, look, the production team is doing a good job. You don't see the lobby here. I forgot to jump to the back of the line. That's why my name is JC Nile, okay? Because I'm an old man, and I'm definitely going JC Nile at this point in time. So, but yes, top 8 will be tomorrow, starting at about the same time as we started today. But like I said, we have got 4 more matches to determine who the last ones are going to be in the top 8 on the loser side, starting on the loser side. So, getting to top 8 doesn't reset your win-loss count, unfortunately. But we've seen a lot of players make it through the losers bracket.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the fun thing also about tournaments, is that, like, watching players come to the dungeon and crawl their way out to make that grand finals. It does happen. It has happened before, but we're not there yet. We're still at the beginning of that journey. Let me see that Cody versus Bison play right here. Different dynamic this season, and I'm ready. I've been, like I said before, I watched Bear Pop stream. I watched him crumble against H-Tail, and it'd be great to see that run back later on down the bracket. I know he's hungry for it. So anybody that stands in his path, they might get dusted, but Dixon is no pushover himself.
Yeah, so here we go. We're taking it to the dojo. We're taking it to Ryu's rooftop dojo over here. Got the Furin Kazan sign over there on the side.
Ooh. Oh, hold that breaks too when you knocked him into it. Let me see it. There it is.
It's gone. It's gone. Man, the disrespect of property. Oh, nice. Using the V-Skill 1 as a parry. You don't see a lot of players using that. And remember, it is plus on block, too. So even if they land and block that, it's still Bison's turn. Because, Bison didn't have enough plus moves.
I mean, he needs more. He needs a lot more. He needs more help, right? Don't let the other people, don't let my friends hear that. They're gonna hear me downplaying this character. EX Ruffian right here gets the Oki situation. Yeah, ending it with a light. Gets a throw. Ooh. This is looking really good, but gets stomped on. Rubs his boots off.
All right, V reversal again. Psycho getting through there, and yeah, that's gonna be at a range where it's gonna be plus. So he's gonna get the damage. Try to, oh my God! It actually caught him before he landed, clipped him like in the ankles before he could get to the ground. And so Dixon taking round number 1.
Dixon with that hot pursuit coming this summer. 1 man, 1 plus frame, 1 Bison. Let's see if we can keep it up, though. I mean, I want to see some sequels here, Dixon.
Well, this is going to be plus frames, basically plus. That would have been plus. That's plus.
Oh, the shimmy. Easy bait oven. Finish it off, though.
Oh, that, he's done that a lot. Bear Pop has done that a lot. Got for that crouching medium kick after the activation. Caught a lot of people walking away. Walking away is a good strategy to get away from those throws, but you know, if you read it, you can catch him low like that.
Works out. EX Stomp though. Here we go, Dixon. Looking for that final hit, that final confirm.
But we know how scary Cody can be with the comebacks with this pipe, but he's running out of V-trigger, and so Dixon's playing this really smart, just making sure that it goes away, but that timer goes really slowly, but you know what? It doesn't matter because the crouch light kick right there is going to take it for Dixon.
The closer, all right? And only closers get coffee. Looks like Dixon taking that first one, and I like that, how he kind of played patient on his side too. I mean, we're talking all about, you know, Bear Pop and stuff like that, but Dixon understanding the strength of his character, going in, applying that pressure, and staying solid even when he was, you know, getting tossed around. Because the thing about Cody is, like, you know, he doesn't win this neutral at all. Like, this is not in his favor at all, but if he finds that momentum, puts Bison on his back, it could be bad for Bison, but it's not happening. Everything in the hands of Dixon as he has the first one in his palms.
Yeah, but we see in this situation here, no change in anything. Remember, we saw last time Bear Pop switched over to the V Skill 1, and it actually helped him in that Nezuko match, but not this time. He's going to stick with V Skill 2. We haven't seen him dodge, not even against that, you know, Devil's Reverse, which I feel like might be a good time to try to dodge.
We haven't even seen mini blasts though from Dixon. Like, he's kind of spaced them out or implemented in his game plan a little bit, like back and forth. So it's hard to kind of get the call outs because you usually use that when you see them kind of lacking with it. And as I say that, my man's starting to throw them out a lot more. Yo, you got to notice he's Bear Pop. My man's popping them off, but he's popping V-trigger, getting the corner push right here with the up pipe.
But again, Dixon just taking advantage of plus frames, but down a lot in life at this point. Gonna slide, yeah, good patience right there from Bear Pop, realizing that was gonna happen. And Dixon sitting on all that meter here, so one hit could potentially kill. So it's still not out of the woods. Okay, yeah, that was the light scissors. Light scissors is -4, and so I believe that was a punish. I think that was a punish, though it might have looked like Bear Pop might have taken a tiny micro walk, but light scissors is definitely very negative.
Worked out in the end. Bear Pop stands solid. I like that. Get that lead, be able to hold that, make him come to you. Put him on the back foot. Try to anti. Oh, you are so lucky that didn't come down in that right way.
And again,
good fortune, but
this dodge versus the. I mean, look, I've never seen a Cody try to dodge Devil's Reverse, so it might not work out at all. I'm just wondering if it is something that works. Now I need to go into freaking into a training.
Go in the lab.
Oh, here we go.
Man grab.
Missed it. Missed the home run.
Oh, we got to hear the pop of the pipe. All right. Trying to go in.
Oh, yeah,
the pipe falls in the rock.
Still on. Oh, the heavy kick, the knees to the head. And yeah. Oh God, that was like 9 shimmies. Like.
What do you see Bison shimmy like that? Look at my man's walk speed on the other side. Good blocks though from Bear Pop. Don't get touched. Don't get tapped.
The neutral jump. Dab will do an opportunity. He's stuck with the pipe right now, and there we go. The throw. Dixon, okay. Match point now. Match point for Dixon.
Final round.
Dixon looking so strong. Those are 10 situations, and I got to give some credit to Bear Pop's defense, but Dixon breaking down the walls. Plus frames doesn't convert anything off that light kick counter hit. Anti-air jab. Listen, you're going to hear things about that on Twitter later on. Oh, they took that out.
Ooh, yep, tried to go for the throw, but actually walked up there. Next time you might see Bear Pop try to go for a shimmy instead or something. If he got, let's see. Oh no, he just went up for the counter hit actually. But there we go, plus frames. Yeah, finally sick of it. V-reversal out of there.
Trying to play the game. It's a 2-player game. Here's the crush, follow up, heavy kick ruffian. Just holds that. But here's the activation. What a read.
Couldn't set himself up the bomb. And here we go, plus frames in there again, poking right away. Out of there.
Psycho Crusher. Yeah, using that for the scout side. Here we go, grabs it by the wig.
Side switch time? No, okay, just using it for pressure. Oh God,
the reset.
What is happening?
Are you kidding me? My man still got the press.
And what a block on that empty jump. There's the anti-air. Okay, V-reversal again.
Reversal.
Down.
Does he even try to absorb?
Right. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, is he gonna get in? It's not enough to kill the shimmy, but he was too far.
One more hit to do it. The medium kick clips it with the toenails.
Oh my god, that standing medium kick from Bison. Always such a good move. Always one of the best things in the world, like microwaving Doritos. Shout outs to Dixon for for taking that match over there. I see you, Triptych. I see you. I see you in the chat there.
Oh man, Dixon. I was sitting here. I was pumping up my boy Bear Pop. I was like, yo, Bear Pop. He was on his stream. He was popping. He got upset, but he would pop off if he land something. But the thing is, Dixon though, I just wanted to run that matchup super well. And Dixon just with those clutch decisions at the very end. When those scramble situations happen, you gotta say, listen, I don't like scramble. I want over easy.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? You to make scrambled eggs, you gotta break some eggs. So that means we all also got to take some breaks as well. So we'll be back right after this with some more matches to find out who the last players making it into the top 8 are, to find out who plays tomorrow. Don't go anywhere.
The second part of the V system you need to know about will be shifting over to the defensive side of things, and that is the V reversal. V reversal is the universal defensive mechanic to Street Fighter V and costs 1 bar of your V gauge. To execute the V reversal, you first have to be blocking, then press forward on your controller and press either all 3 punch buttons or all 3 kick buttons to perform the move. The button combination will depend on the character. Now there is a visual indicator above the V gauge letting you know when the V reversal is available. Once the V reversal connects, it should send the opponent away via a knockdown and give you a little bit of breathing room. These are known as strike V reversals. Please note that not every strike V reversal causes a knockdown. Some will leave the opponent standing. When a V reversal hits, you will cause recoverable damage, also known as grey damage. This is basically health that can recover over a certain period of time. Think of this as a bonus for successfully landing a V reversal. V reversals also reduce your stun gauge, so you might want to use this if your stun is high. Now if the V reversal is blocked, then you'll be left at a disadvantage and your opponent will potentially be in range to start their offense.
You're in my way!
But some strike V reversals create decent space even on block, which is a plus in my books. Because strike V reversals count as a hit, if the opponent knows that you are going to V reversal, then they could have a creative way of punishing you. Now the other type of V reversals in Street Fighter V are referred to as escape V reversals,
No chance!
which basically sends the character to the other side of the opponent without actually hitting them. Escape V reversals do not inflict grey damage, but they can get you out of a sticky situation if used correctly. You don't see escape V reversals too often because they can easily be punished, especially if used in the wrong situation. One last thing to keep in mind is that V reversals are susceptible to throws. This applies to both regular throws and command throws. Despite being the universal defensive mechanic, the V-Reversal won't always be available to you. And it does have its disadvantages, so it's in your best interest to find out where the V-Reversal is guaranteed, so that you don't let it go to waste.
Welcome back to twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. We are live with that Street Fighter V. And listen, it's early morning for us, but I'm awake because I'm smelling them crush counters as we go through this bracket. My name is St. Cola, and I am joined with James Chen. And James, what's on the menu?
I mean, look, it's like 4:30 in the morning. Isn't everybody awake at this time? I'm always awake at this time.
We're not all vampires like you. We're not.
There you go. You see Aaron Manarang coming up, you know, the last Nash, but he's going up against Kite Orca, the Honda player. And I want to see the guy, you know, it's always hard at this point in the tournament. I want to see everyone advance, but that it doesn't work that way. But Mind Pro is going to be going up against BK9999. And then at the bottom, it's H-Tail versus Potato. So there you go.
Got a few more matches.
Those are the last three matches to determine who's going to make it there. We already have Dixon, who is now done for the day, going to be playing tomorrow in the top 8. Again, top 8's going to start at basically the same time as we started today after the pre-show. Once again, put on by Logan and Femi. Also, it might be Jammers. I'm not sure which one is going to be joining Logan, but I definitely want to give a huge shout out to Logan for the work that he's putting on for these pre-shows here. He's up, he's watching this, and then
we see you, Logan.
As soon as he finds out who's the top 8, he goes and starts recording and doing his thing. So he's up late as well. And these pre-shows, I love them. I love the interviews. I love hearing from the players. So again, shout outs to them. So you guys should definitely tune in and make sure you watch that pre-show and appreciate the amount of work and effort that those guys are putting into it.
Tell them. There's no reason not to appreciate this. You get so much data. I don't want to hear you guys coming in the chat being like, I don't know this player. They literally sit down with these players. They interview them. You get the sense of the scene. So when they come over, you know, COVID ends or whatever, and all this, you know, goes away a little bit, and we're able to go to the offline. When you get pieced up in the bracket, you know exactly who did it. All right, that's all I'm trying to say. And you know, just again, you know, much love to Logan and Femi to giving that love and support. You know, to give the community something to latch on to. And I know it's hard for Logan. He's got to definitely do a lot of work and also effort as well too. So hopefully, you know, he gets some rest, watches his favorite anime, which he loves so much, and is able to, you know, relax and chill out and know that he is very much appreciated.
Yeah. Sorry. We're getting to the match. We're getting the players all ready to go here. I thought it was my fault again for not jumping to the back of the queue, but it's not actually my fault this time. So
yeah, we're just waiting for them to come on back. So, you know, relax, kick it back with us. And again, like, you know, Menarung, that kind of player that has a hit and run style no matter what character he plays, and he's able to switch back and forth. And I was thinking it might be to his detriment in totality, and it kind of got him in, you know, pushing the losers here. But I do see some signs of, if I grasp this character a little bit sooner, I may be able to get that victory, right? Yeah. Against Honda, though, all three of those characters that he has, it just seems like I'm not sure about like the Honda Nash matchup, because I don't know how many people even play Nash these days. I can't imagine it's super good once Honda gets in. In terms of Zeku, when I played Zeku and Honda before, it didn't feel good. as a Zeku player. I feel like the answers weren't always consistent because you're constantly switching back and forth with forms. And for Vega, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I watch a lot of Vega players on the EU side of things, but I don't really know how that matchup goes in full.
Yeah, I talked about how, having V-Skill 1 for Cody makes it so that you can react to, jumps and stuff to anti-air really quick because you don't need a motion to go with it. Honda's kind of the same way. Flash kicks, right? Flash kicks are much easier to react with than DPs. You can surprise a Ryu and a Ken and jump at them and they don't DP you, but like that never happens versus Guile because it's literally just boom. And so Honda's the same way. So if Monarang goes with Nash, those moonsault slashes, I think, Kai Orc is going to be able to react to those and headbutt them pretty regularly if he's charged up for it. So I don't know, like Vega, I mean, you mentioned that you didn't feel too comfortable using Zeku against a Honda. So I'm not sure what the choice would be here for Monarang here.
And even then, like beyond what's in the matchup, it's also how the two players play against each other, because you could have a matchup where like they're going to use the tools or whatever, but there are some players that just many players, especially at the high level, I should say, actually, that play such in a different style, it may be to a detriment to the other person's. Like that hit and run style may be to a detriment where you're not getting the damage off that you normally are able to in a matchup, where the other person's like super aggressive and they just maul you, right? So like it's more than just my character does this and that. It's also me as a player does this and that in the match, and these things in totality come together. So we'll have to see what happens and what comes together in this first match of our break as they finally get going. I'm excited to see what he picks. It's a roulette, people. In fact, place your bets in the chat. Which of the three characters is he going to play? Because I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, obviously, just because we never see him, it would be cool to see the Nash. And it is going to be the Nash. Okay.
The last Nash. He put that in his fact sheet for a reason. He wanted you guys to know out there, I am the last Nash. Bon-Chan who? Yeah. I'll make him remember. All right,
well, it didn't work out too well for Monarang last time, but let's see how it goes here. I mean, this is a good start for him so far. Look at this, the rush down. Wow, and I feel like
reversal?
That overhead was a frame kill too.
That's the deep stuff. He said he was the last Nash for a reason. I mean, you definitely, if you play this character right now, there is no way that you don't know minute things like that, because you are sticking with something that has had broken legs and broken arms for season upon season.
out of there, using that V reversal to try to escape.
Scooting, yeah, but the clap, Kite's got something for those fireballs. Using the V skill clap to deal with that, and now he's got the corner push. EX butt slam, the skip marks through the skies.
When in doubt, butt it out. That's just how it works. Oh, thought it was gonna be a cross up, maybe. Yeah, that's gonna be a link. Look at this, all of a sudden this damage, and he tried to go up there for the Uicho. Not gonna get it.
Interruption, the heavy to get the combo though. Activation.
What a tech!
Stays alive. The fadeaway, nice catch, EX side. Finish it, the damage. You talked about this before, James. There's no damage. Where's the damage?
Oh, and it's so hard to put this. Oh, wow, that was such a hero throw attempt. But I mean, to be fair, there was that backdash from Monarang right before that whiff throw.
What are we? Okay, good check on the dash. It's a scythe right after, coming through. Here's the pressure that he wanted before.
Like I said, Nash is a tricky one because you don't fight a lot of them, and so a lot of that sonic boom pressure, there's gaps, it's not actually plus, but it's just, you're not familiar with fighting against this guy. Ooh, block the overhead.
Okay, the stock up here. Push up the glass, staying anime with it, the clap lands, but still, Monarang landing his target combo into the scythe and using that distance to be able to stock up with the V skill to allow more pressure and allow more damage. We're talking about damage being lacking with this character. That V skill might help out.
Yeah, it's interesting because, if Nash charges up, that should normally give the opportunity for Honda
the armor.
But got him with the EX hand slap. But what's interesting to me is that, Kite Orca is, preferring the V skill 1 to fight the sonic booms instead. So like I said, normally if he was using the V skill 2, he'd be able to charge up whenever Monarang charges up as well.
He's comfortable about getting in and getting the damage either way. Like, he doesn't have to deal with the boom game that kind of controls the pace and, you know, sets the stage, because that's what Nash wants to do. Throw out the booms, control the screen, and go in when he wants to. There's a throw. To the corner you go. Closer and closer. EX, V reversal. I knew it was coming. He didn't want to hold his pressure.
Don't give him that ability to get the plus frames on you. Aha! Punishing that charge up, but not getting the full combo. So Monarong here with still a chance.
And the hands on EX. V reversal, though, we out of there.
But it auto-corrects. Why does Honda's EX block auto-correct when it whips like that? It bounces away every single time, and I don't... Oh, man. Sorry, I'm getting tilted here. You can tell I fought Honda a lot.
You've definitely fought David. I can hear it in your voice. I can hear the pain. I also hear the pain in Marong's voice right now as he is getting... Oh, never mind. Here he comes. He's coming back with that B skill stock up. That allowed him to get a lot more pressure and a bigger combo.
Coming down to the very end right here again. Oh, V reversal gets knocked down, but the wake up buttons challenge from Monarong, and there you go, the last Nash. Staying alive, still the last Nash, taking game number 1.
Hit the no-dos. He said, listen, I'm away. My eyes are open the entire time. And I love that he challenged. I love that he was like, I'm not going to take this pressure. I'm not going to take this heat. Let's cool it off a bit. And now he's got one on the deck. But that was hard fought, though. That was not an easy match. We've been seeing some blowouts here and there throughout the tournament. But this is one of those ones that's definitely gotten, you know, back to a wire. I don't know if it's connection issues or if it's just, you know, the nerves. It might be both. Nerves especially, because this is loser side. You lose, you go home. Or maybe to the other side of the room. You know, scream at a pillow.
Like I said, I mean, you're giving up a lot of really potential offense from the V skill 2 from Honda by going with that V skill 1. So I'm wondering if, you know, it might have been better to switch, but it's fine. He's, oh, dang. Okay, got caught by that.
Switch. Maybe. You know, I'm actually thinking about the way that, you know, Monarong plays. That clap has helped out in some ways, but I've seen Orca just walk him down. Like, he's fine with just walking him down, taking the booms here and there. It hasn't really set up too much for him in terms of, like, screen control here and there. See, like right there, headbutt. Now we're already on the other side of the corner and put the pressure on, but
man grab afterward. Yeah, that's the mix-up after he hits you with the EX. Okay, V reversal, push him away. Yep. So he's probably not going to be able to. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. That's the anti-air. He gets the pressure, and again using that V reversal. He's got another one on deck. He's definitely not getting his V trigger this round, so he's just saving this all for the V reversal. Yep, you get the anti-air with it charged up.
The blocks, back throw.
That was so far of a throw! Oh, he tried the fuzzy. He tried the fuzzy, didn't work. Wake up, crouching heavy kick! I mean, he actually got the V trigger, so he was gonna activate into V trigger. I was wrong. I didn't think he was gonna get that, so he was gonna do that. So that was an anti-shimmy and also just to catch him low, basically.
He was able to keep safe either way. Orca fighting back and understanding if I just get in, I don't really need to worry about, you know, the clap too much. The fireball game doesn't matter. If I'm in front of that face, when I can smell that breath, when I can smell what they've eaten for lunch, it doesn't matter. They can't shoot out the fireballs. Here's the throw in the corner. Malrun backs off, that hit and run style.
You know, you're gonna throw that crouching medium kick after blocking medium headbutt just to keep Honda honest, but it's eventually maybe you've got to try to steal your turn or something. Good block on the overhead. If you block that standing medium punch, he can't hit you low anymore. So if you see him cancel into anything, you stand up.
Yeah. On your toes. V reversal. Ray life, a little heavy. Marlon just using that. But no, okay, dash up punish. Does able to get the combo right there. V reversal.
That's good knowledge right there, showing that he knows you can dash and punish that EX headbutt. Oh, the chop! Oh, he walked into it. Oh boy. Okay.
That's not a reversal. My man just busted out. That's not even a reversal.
Oh, the trade! But Kite Orca stays alive and he's gonna tie it up 1-1. This is like the ending of Back to the Future 3, man. Why do we have to cut these things so close? Every round is coming down to the wire right now. Holy crap.
Yo, relax. It's early morning out here. Y'all need to chill, all right? I'm going to get booted out of my apartment. I hear my neighbors knocking on the door, but hey, maybe they should come through and watch this Great Street Fighter 5 action. Maybe that's what's up.
Are you commentating in the closet right now?
Listen, sometimes you got to do what you got to do when it's COVID season, all right, baby? We out here, okay? Whatever it takes. This is how I win. And this is how, Armand wins, is he gets the pressure in the corner, keeping that going, and taking his turn back.
Oh,
Crushed though.
Oh, no, but didn't come under the hands properly. No, pressure right there. You have to be able to recognize which hands Honda's doing as well. You have to count the hits or recognize the audio cues because he's either +1, +2, or -2. And so you need to have the proper reaction. Ooh.
Catches him. The double charge.
Oh,
you
what
thought
a backdash!
You thought he was nice like that. No, it's wrong.
But a beautiful block right there.
Flips out, right EX sight. Not enough to finish. You see the pitiful damage right there? Unfortunate. But one more hit to do it for either side. A dab will do it. A jab will do you. And he did know. James, he did know about that. He didn't know about that V skill.
He was not expecting it. I think he forgot it was charged. So he was like, oh, it's my turn, let's go. But it wasn't his turn.
James, they show you at the bottom of the screen. You should know. On match point here.
Yo, that's jab hands, yeah. Plus, and wow, he jabbed the EX butt out of the air.
The collapse here.
I mean, that's nice because he's building that meter as well. He's building that V gauge doing that. Nice whip punish on the headbutt.
My man thinks he's Daigo out here and it works out. Side switch. Also goes to the corner. EX. He's busting out. Not holding a damn thing, and I agree.
He was trying to bait him into a throw, but instead the EX headbutt doing his work. Nice jump and escape. It's dangerous to jump back sometimes because you can get cut out of the air. Plus frames again, backing off, trying to build that space, dash forward, change the defense to offense, but when it's out, throw butt out.
The fade away for you.
Oh, I love
Great tech to stay alive.
But I can't believe he took that throw.
Ooh, the
Chop is gonna trade. Oh boy, and guess what? Final game, final round. Let's go.
This is ridiculous, and you don't see this matchup too much, right? This is the benefit of looking at other regions, other players out here fighting. You get to see the variation.
Okay, that's negative. If it crosses up, it's net. I didn't even know this match was actually legal to play in this game.
Nash out here, the DLC character, but we said it before. This man's the last Nash. He's sticking out with it.
Stayed in front. Negative. Yep. Try to jump away, or maybe backdash. Got jabbed out of the air. Oh.
Anti-air jab. Gets caught with the armor.
Yeah, I still got that V trigger on deck. Gonna block that. Try to chase it down, not fast enough.
Charge those headbutts, throwing them out.
Oh, got hit by that. And again, coming down to the wire. And yes, you can punish that with the dash. And because he's charged up, he gets the extra hit. Monarong is going to advance and stay the last Nash, and he once again is going to be in top 8 of the Southeast Asia online Capcom Pro Tour event.
Bon-chan, where you at? Bon-chan, where you at? All we saying is my man's doing the work out here, but it ain't done just yet. He'll be moving on in the bracket, just as James said. Oh, man, that was a match right there. I ain't seen many Nashes come through, much less a Nash versus Honda match. And, yo, let me know what y'all thought about that, because that was ridiculous. And we're not done yet. We still got more great Street Fighter V action for you coming your way. Just like when you line up for a rank match or whatever. We got more coming your way. It's BK9999 versus Mind RPG. TGU's Mind RPG, mind you. And after that, what's after that?
After that, we're gonna have Angry Egg Tart. Potato going up against H-Tail. And like I said, this is the desperation time. Everyone's backs against the wall. This is a loser's bracket. You lose, you're out of this tournament. So that's why we're seeing these kind of plays right now. You know, these guys are fighting for their lives here. And unfortunately, like I said, that means that Kite Orca is out of the tournament. Congratulations to him. Great job to him. But man, just the heartbreak after such a hard-fought match like that, going for that EX headbutt at the end. That's one of the, I feel like that's one of those mental fatigue plays right there. You go for something like that because if it hits, you kind of win. You put yourself in the position to win. Mm-hmm. But if it's blocked, then you die, right? And so it's just at that point, there's so much, your brain is so tired that you're like, you know what? It's now.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it. And
just get it done.
And you see that take people out of tournaments all the time. It's one of the hardest things to resist doing when you're playing in a tournament like this is to not fall for that mental fatigue, wake up uppercuts and things like that, you know, just like, oh, if I hit this, I win. And you don't want to rely on your own defense anymore because it's just your brain is tired, man. Like
yeah, and we even talked about how like rare it is to see Nash just in general. So like when you see a character like you probably, I mean, even if you were in the same region that you probably don't play that often, you're like, oh man, this dude done picked out the Nash. Who runs this character? And you saw some unconventional things from Malrong too, the hit run style, but also some bust outs in a like using the Excite like it was a reversal. There are players out there like Nash players that are like, it doesn't work like that. That's not a real reversal, but I'll tell you what, he used it like it was. But that's the thing, like you said before, it is the loser side of things. It is stressful. It is a long match. Everyone's gonna be pulling out all their tricks, and let's see what we have on the deck on our next players. Mine RPG versus BK9999, and this is gonna be Brog versus Bison. And you know, as Bison, you love this match because you know you got the 3-frame. You can challenge a lot of the dashes if they're dash punches if they're badly spaced. And you can apply the pressure on. And that V trigger too, it's like a command grip. That's Rog's worst nightmare.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, he could go with his own V trigger to command grab, but probably not going to happen. Probably not going to happen. Let's see what they decide to. Let's see which. I didn't see which triggers and skills that they went with.
Well, they playing out the intros out here. They want you to know what's up. Looks like it is the overhead. You know what, the overhead though, it's not the worst idea, right? Because when it comes to charge characters that are down backing constantly, you want to open them up.
Yeah, keep them like even if they stand blocked, then they don't get the option for like the head stomps and such. But good anti-air from Mind RPG. So Mind RPGs has the corner position. This is where Bison shines. Plus frames, all. Wow!
What a challenge!
Yeah. I don't care about your plus frames. Oh no! Drops that punish.
And to get the double overhead that he wanted. No double Dewey here. Backs away. Mind RPG. A great position, calls out a button right there. Devil's reverse and keeping the plus frames on. Staying positive. My man is smiling.
I think he thought that was a jump. Like that was at the range where the Devil's Reverse looked just like a jump. And so he went with the anti-air. And then all of a sudden the Devil's Reverse came out and threw his anti-air.
There's little mini mix-ups that happen, like, you know, like Seth's axe kick, you know, being outside the distance, and things like that for Bison too as well with the Devil's Reverse. Shows you how high of a level Bison he is.
Oh, God, okay. Actually wasn't expecting that to hit. He was just going for the thick tick throw. He got that. Plus frames again, plus frames.
BK not daring to press until it's his turn, finds a shimmy. Pick up, EX to the corner we go. And if it's his way, if he has it his way, it's a one-way ticket.
He went to go for the throw afterwards. Oh, he got caught by that. So the side switch, and again. Okay, Mind RPG here with another chance. Goes for the low, but BK continuing to walk backwards. Like I said, he got hit by the crouching light kick, but that's why you choose walking backwards as a wake-up defense. Is because, you know, they have to do the double light confirm, you know, to catch you walking backwards. If they throw, you can walk yourself out of range, etc., etc. And it paid off for BK there.
Interrupt though from Mind RPG. Net light, the 3-frame, got him trapped in the corner. But the check again, BK with the check. He's got the bravery, man. I will give that name to him right now. Pressing against Bison. You don't care about a damn thing.
We saw with BK against Featuring, he was just going, he was pressing buttons in every gap, right? So he is definitely hitting some buttons here. Oh!
On the other side, the throw. They just say react, James. They just say it's easy. Just react. Just react, James. It's easy. But when you're online and you got the mental pressure on you, a little harder to do than just, you know, sitting in training mode all day. Yeah, so the first one goes to Mind RPG.
Yeah, and again, that's the strategy right there. What is the mix-up? It's a left-right mix-up. So the opponent, when they see that, their first mind is going to be, oh, let me quick and block the other way. And then you change it to a throw-hit mix-up. That's the key right there. Showing one mix-up and then turning it into another mix-up to catch them off guard, to take advantage of the natural human reflexes to turn around and block the other way. So great stuff right there. Smart.
Yeah. Looks like we reflexively went to the battle lounge. I wonder what we're going to be seeing. Is it going to be a V-skill switch? The V-skill 2, if he does go for it, he loses the overhead potential, but what he gains is like plus frames of his own, right? Like an extended damage on some of the dash punches.
Yep. And go for that Dempsey roll, get the charge up right there, and then all of a sudden and it's so crazy too, because I still remember when they announced V skill 2s were coming up, everyone was like, there's no way they could give Boxer a better V skill than the one that he has, and then they gave him this, and you're like, well,
Gi players were crying for months. They were sobbing that they had to hold that, because that V skill able to pop through what's multi-hit on the armor, holds the plus frames. It's ridiculous, and it's changed a lot of matchups for him. It's actually made him, in matchups where he may suffer just in general, he still is super strong. Like, he still has the threat of being strong where he's never out of it. We saw that with Smug, and we might see it from BK depending on what he picks. But wait for them to come back here.
I always remember the Boxers. They hated the Zangief match. But as soon as they got that V skill 2, because Zangief just used to armor through everything that he did, but now you've got this quick 2-hit dash punch, and so it changed everything in that matchup.
And I'm wondering how Dixon's going to respond to that. Like, when you have to deal with the plus frames, now you have to not rely on trigger, which has been kind of helping out Dixon in a few of these key moments, right? Especially towards the end of the match. So if you have to spin this on this V bar on V reversal, then you have to think about, well, how do I close out these rounds? It's not going to be about I'm going to hit trigger and I'm going to teleport back and forth and you ain't reacting. It's going to be about, do I use it? Do I stay alive? Like, what's my meter management on my side?
All right. And again, if you guys are wondering what the delay is here, waiting for the player to jump back into the lobby right now. I think it's who is it? So Mind RPG is in there. We're waiting for BK9999 to jump back into the lobby, and we'll get this match going for you guys. But hope you guys at home have been enjoying this tournament so far. We've had a lot of great matches. Don't forget, this is just the top 16. We've got 2 more matches, the conclusion of this match here, and then 1 more match after that. That will determine the top 8. That will happen tomorrow at about this same time. Thank you for everybody, who it is late at night or early in the morning, staying up and watching this event. I see you guys in the chat. Much appreciated. And, it's hard to resist some high quality Street Fighter V action here.
Listen, when they said, Saint, come back on the comms for this one, at the time I was like, man, I love Street Fighter V. I'm in there. I'm in there. I'm in there. I'm flying through, dog. I'm flying through digitally. But the great thing is like, if you maybe you're still sleeping, that's okay. You catch the VODs. We appreciate you coming through. Even if it's you wake up, you have your coffee, you're able to watch Street Fighter V. Rub the duck butter out of your eyes, and you're good to go. But
you could also be in the EU, which I think it's right now.
That's true.
Like in the afternoon or something like that. It's definitely tea time for them. It's time for tea in the UK right now. So
is that an F-word impression? Logan impression right there?
Yeah, maybe. No, I can't disrespect them and say that was an impression of them. That was just generic British accent. So,
I know F-word is teaching people right now. So hopefully we'll both enroll in that class and we'll teach them some of the American slang. But
if I had to do an F-word impression, I have to go, yo, Rago, or something like that.
Yeah.
That was terrible. That was awful. I will admit that.
We'll work on that, James.
Awful.
We'll work on that.
That was poor effort. I give myself an F on that one, dude.
He's quoting you right now. But listen, let's get back in the match here.
He's rolling his eyes so bad right now.
It's probably Logan that's doing that, actually. I like Mind RPG round start with a jump heavy kick because that's going to catch a lot of buttons. Neutral jump's always good against against Rog. But if you jump heavy kick, you can catch a lot of extended buttons. But my man's getting tossed in the corner right now.
Ooh, interrupt with the crouch medium punch, and there we go. The backdash for the shimmy and the punish.
Stun.
And the stun. Okay.
Bop, bam. EX, and it's done. Yo, BK.
Definitely during that little break went over there and just greased up the fists a little bit, put some horseshoes inside the boxing gloves,
James, he was rushing. Uber Eats was at the door. He's like, let me go get my food real quick. All right, now I'm focused. I got my food, now I'm ready. Neutral jump, though. I told you about that jumping heavy kick. Mind RPG implementing that, but the wake up mash from BK.
Yeah, I mean, if he didn't pick up that Uber Eats, he would be screaming, my food money! And he didn't want to do that, right? So, but look at this, Mind RPG coming back here in this round. Oh, man. Just dominating over BK right now.
Here's the activation. BK trying to make the comeback. Mind RPG sitting real pretty here, but in the corner. Bison, you don't want to be here, and wakes up with the challenge.
Yep.
He hit the alarm clock, said it's time to standing light kick. It's time for him to move on if he one more round away to take it over BK.
Who walks away? See, there you go. Walk backwards, like I said. One of the more popular defensive options that you're starting to see from players these days. Oh, that was a combo. He didn't realize it was a counter hit. He could have got the whole target combo. So, oh god, there it is. Watch it go.
Still going with that B skill 1, and it's working out. Gotta finish off that plate though. Still see a few morsels on there. With punish, light, activation, and this is where things get heavy. EX hard knockdown.
And you see that the crouch light kick confirmed because he realized he was getting people walking backwards, and there we go. Mind RPG is gonna take it, put that money in the bank. He is advancing to the top 8 here at Southeast Asia 2.
Man, that jump in was so raw. And he looked at him too. He said, he did the St. Cola. He stared at his soul.
See, my problem is I'm too far away from my camera. I can't do that. I can't do the St. Cola here. It's just not happening.
Me, dog. Not me. I'm up in the closet, my friend. But I'm also up for this great Street Fighter 5 action, people. Thank you for coming with us throughout this entire top 16. We are working our way actually to the finale of the day with our last match, and it's been a ride. We're gonna have H-Tail come up on deck versus Potato.
Yeah, and again, you know, we've been talking about it a lot. And once again, shout outs to the guys in the UK out there doing the pre-shows all the time. But, you know, they got a chance to interview Potato because the first tournament he did so well as well. Super nice guy, but that Mika is brutal, but going to be going up against H-Tail. And so it's not going to be an easy fight. Although H-Tail, you know, this is one of the tough things, right? H-Tail was in the first match of the day.
Yeah.
And now he's in the last match. Being in that spot and losing is rough because you are in the first match and he literally could have eaten like 3 meals in between those matches here. So
But at the same time, you get to really study your opponent, right? You get to go on we talked about this before, right? Being in an online tournament gives you some other advantages that you may not have. You don't have to scour, you know, crappy YouTube videos and stuff like that. You get to go around the CFN, look at the inputs, look at their style, go through their history, see if they even how much they played, that matchup. You get to really get down the nitty gritty of, you know, what people have been doing. And since people have been online primarily, you really, really get to understand how much, you know, somebody is like. So I think it's a blessing and a curse. Let's see if we use that in the right way.
It's crazy because like I've been like trying to stream some of the Wednesday night fights recently, and I remember one player was like, sorry, I was late to my match because I was playing ranked online. He was playing ranked during the tournament. I was like, what are you doing?
Dog, They do that, like they have like literally like a 5-minute break and then they're in ranked and it's like, all right, I guess I'll wait for them to get done. They're like, hold on, dude, I'm running a Battle Lounge set. But this won't be a Battle Lounge set. This is just the first of 2. This is our last match of the day. H-Tail versus Potato. Let's get it.
All right, just going with the interesting so far, kind of a very footsie start for Potato.
Yeah, remember Potato, not the type to, you know, continuously use drop kicks and stuff like that. He'll throw them in there, right? But he's content with walking down or dashing up. But this is not working as H-Tail's dashed him into the corner. Crush.
Crush, yeah. Oh, slide, okay.
Reversal. Still neutral jump on the heavy kick, though.
Yeah,
kick up on the shoulder.
Read that crouching heavy punch, but oh, guess what? Here we go. Mika gonna Mika. Oh, I love that. Using the invincibility of the V reversal to get through Nadeshko. Oh my god, they're just punching back and forth, dude. This is like
it's a slugfest.
You've seen those match footage of the slap contest, or you see the guys just like slap each other? Like that's what we got at the end of the round there.
Looked like Potato out here had a harder slap for that first round. Let's see what happens in this next one. Checks the dash. Doesn't get anything off that. Wasn't a counter hit. Crouching medium kick not converted. H-Shells has landed so many crouching medium kicks a lot, but they haven't converted into too much. So now Potato going in, neutral jump, no bite on the shimmy, able to block in time.
All right, that heavy kick has been working well because I think that Potato's just recognized how much H-Tail wants to use that crouching medium kick. Oh, but the back throw in the corner. Beautiful. crucial for the side switch.
EX trying to finish things off the shimmy. This should be enough to close out with the EX. We're 1-1.
Yep, spend that meter, get that round.
Final round.
Mika
I mean, this
can
is-
make a comeback at any time.
Exactly. In this Street Fighter 5, where you're gonna get that meter back, and you don't want to leave any character alive. You don't want to leave no character alive, especially Mika, especially Karen either.
Swinging with that standing medium punch and also the standing heavy kick. Mika, I mean, her footsie's buttons aren't the most orthodox footsie buttons. You don't get like Karen standing medium kicks and stuff like that, but I swear that these Mika experts have all made it work so well for her.
It's a mix of just pokes and then finding that medium punch, confirm into the EX. Just like you saw earlier, he still got all the corner, but he's out. Potato
like
picked
that.
up.
Oh, that's a hit, but it was too far! Oh boy,
So
that's
far.
gonna connect. This is gonna do a lot of damage. This is not gonna kill, because 320, 330, I think is the most, yep. But last hit, what's the mix-up?
Nothing on the wake up, but the fade away. Potato.
Sobot is gonna take it! Oh my god! Woo, man, oh boy. Down to the last hit right there, and you saw that right as soon as H-Tail got up, he woke up with a crouching light kick. He read the shimmy, and the
Like he knew it was
Potato
coming.
even walked backwards and then immediately crouch blocked and survived that read. He just micro walked back, blocked, and then threw out the Sobat and was still able to take that round. Beautiful ending for that match right there for Potato.
Ooh. Potato taking that first one. Now H-Tail going back to the battle lounge. Maybe might be seeing a character select. Maybe going to the jury pick.
Yeah.
Not 100% familiar on how this matchup will go for either way, but maybe having that fireball lockdown might be better because we really haven't seen a typical thing that you see from Karen players, right? Crouching kick confirms like have to be like 70% of the time. It has to be to really get the optimization from that character, like minimum.
And as I mentioned too, that Sobot was causing that crouching medium kick problems. The standing heavy kick was causing a lot of problems, and so it was kind of really ruining that kind of game plan right there. But if HL does go with the jury, I mean that would be really, really cool. I mean, he says he only plays female characters in the game. Like that's all he'll ever play. So let's see if he busts out that jury. And, and again, kind of like Nash, that same syndrome right there. If you're not used to the character, it can actually cause you it can surprise you if you're not ready for the character. And there it is. It is going to be jury.
It is, people. It's the jury. But we might have to wait just a second here as the wrong stage was picked. But, no big deal. They'll play it out. And, I mean, James, when you have the jury pick, we're going to let these guys play it out, and they're going to come back and, pick the right stage. But, James, when you have the jury pick, I feel like you lose the damage that Karen has.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
That's out the corner. What you do have now is a fireball and maybe a little bit more space control that you would want to have. Maybe about mid-screen to full screen having the fireball, and also the V-skill if it doesn't get blocked. So having even the threat of that might help out. Too, also, as you said before, having the ability to really that's who plays jury, right? In that area, not many people play that character. Just in general around the world, you have a few like Just a Kid and all that stuff like that, but not many people play jury.
Yeah. By the way, though, I mean, thanks again, guys, for tuning in for today. As we mentioned, this is the last match of the day. Tomorrow's going to be the top 8. If you're enjoying all of the Street Fighter V action, make sure you follow Capcom Fighters on all of your social media. We've got Twitch.tv, we've got Twitter, Facebook, your YouTube. You can watch on all of those different sources. So definitely give a follow to Capcom Fighters in all of the social media locations over there so that you can make sure that you won't miss these matches tomorrow, because it's only going to get better tomorrow because it'll be the top 8.
You know what? Show that love, show that support for Capcom. Bringing it through with the CPT on the deck, having something to play through is great during this, COVID season that we got. So it's awesome to have, the ability to play and have something to play for So, keep up to date with it by following all the socials. I mean, if you got a MySpace, a live journal, I don't know what's good with the kids these days. I don't know what's good, James.
You're
But
gonna
if
tell
you got
me
one of
that-
those, I
You're
don't
gonna tell
know.
me Capcom Fighters has a Friendster page or something like that?
Yo, you on that Capcom? I mean, they're on TikTok. Is that the same thing? I have no idea. I'm old.
Man.
I'm old out here.
See, that's how I know if you are old. If you remember the MySpace even before MySpace, the first
IRC. I remember IRC, James. Let's put it that way, okay? Some of these kids up in the chat, they don't know. Y'all don't know. What I do know is I see Jury up on the deck. We were talking about this before. H-Tail with the Jury. And we're going to see how much Potato knows about this matchup.
Yep. Oops, that was a execution error right there. Just whiffing a jump kick on the way up. Definitely not what he wanted. And Jury doesn't have a dive kick in this game, okay?
Yeah, you ain't gonna see that here. Are you gonna see the fireball pressure? You see H-Tail kind of backing off, throwing out the fireball with the splash, so it lands on it. A little bit of damage, but no big deal. But the dash up, that'll definitely hurt a little bit.
Yeah, got the confirm, but didn't really cancel much. Didn't really get much off of it, but kind of far away, so probably wasn't going to be able to get the combo going. Oh, blocked it because walked under and it turned her around to block that in time.
See if you whip.
Ooh, not going to land on it this time.
Yeah, going for the EX right after, baits it out, knew it was coming, smelt it, and dealt out the damage. Side switch. Yo, the stun.
Didn't
it's
even
done.
need to do that. That was gonna stun anyway, and then went for the Nadeshko reset anyway.
We gotta talk about the Potato dude. My dude was like, we sit here thinking he's a nice sweetheart. He's so kind-hearted, but you see things like that. I don't know about that.
This guy is just hitting buttons. He is definitely a mashed potato, dude. I'll tell you right now. Oh,
back throw.
Oof.
I feel like H-Show's pecking away, but it doesn't feel like it's amounting to much. Like as a strategy, as a game plan, because look now,
no.
what's going on now. It's Mika time. Potato definitely has a game plan for this.
Oh, tried to dash forward. Yeah, tried to build that space. But you know what? Even after all that, life is still V-Trigger 2. Wow. I just didn't even...
CA? No. EX Brimstone? Pack it up. It's Potato time.
Game over! And there you go. Potato is going to be the one to get into to fill out the last spot of the top 8 here at SEA CPT Online. I keep saying SEA Major. I know, because it just rolls off the tongue. I mean, Southeast Asia Majors, wonderful tournament. Obviously, because of COVID, we're not getting all these tournaments there, but one of the premier tournaments in Asia, Southeast Asia Majors. But it is the Southeast Asia CPT Online number 2. We've got our top 8 players ready to go for tomorrow.
Let's take a look at that bracket coming up. It's going to be a juicy one. When we look at let's look at the loser side first. Dixon versus, Melrong. This could be Mine RPG versus Potato. That's the loser side of things. And then if we take a look at the winner side, coming up here on the deck, we flip it to y'all. Sins Brandon versus RSG Bravery. Oh, that's going to be a spicy one. Oswald versus Xian. And then at the bottom, looks like that's Armong Yeah, Dixon, as we said it before. And then Mine RPG and Potato. Listen, a little pixelated, but listen. That's what's going on in the top 8 bracket. Make sure you guys are coming back to watch this great Street Fighter V action. I keep telling y'all, the players out here, you may not see them a lot. They don't travel. We saw it before in the pre-show. A lot of them don't get to travel, but the skill is there. And one of them is going to come through and get that spot. It may be Xian, but it may not.
Xian, obviously the favorite. I don't think there's any question here with that. And again, like I said, going to be a little bit pressure out there, but hopefully he'll be able to do that. And I'm sure he'll have his cheering squad back at home. Shout outs to Jen. And then, but if you notice though, all 6 of those players, 6 of the 8 players, all from Singapore. So once again, Singapore dominating the SCA tournaments. And honestly, that's what you get when you have someone like Xian running weeklies all the time, tournaments over and over and over again. It's this the constant play, the constant experience playing in there is just going to breed strong players like this. And so no surprise to see 6 of the 8 players from Singapore.
Yeah, I mean, it's no surprise that we even saw strong play throughout, and the variation stuff like that. Gotta give big love to Xian for putting on these weeklies and things like that. So make sure you guys are checking that out, and make sure again that you guys come back here, same time, same place, to watch some great Street Fighter V action for that top 8, for that final spot. This is where it counts, okay, people. That other one counted too, but this one counts even more because it's the last one. This is it. I keep saying this is it, people, because it is it. But this is it for today.
Yeah.
My name is St. Cola.
And I'm James Chen. Tune in. We'll be back tomorrow to guide you for the one person who's going to qualify next for the Capcom Pro Tour. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.